Good morning, gearheads. It's Sunday. Call all the gearheads you know and let them know that it's Blind Mike project time. Go to blindmike.net for all of Blind Mike's links, including the link to Blind Mike's Patreon and also the link to Krager's Twitter. And that's fun. On today's show, Steel Toe bans The Goal, Bill Burr bans Hypocrisy, Brendan Schaub doubles down, Theo Von has malfunctioned, and Stuttering John turned 60 years old and is 1000% not gay. All that and more. And now your host, a Michael Jordan level Marco Polo player, Blind Mike Geary.
Good evening. 10:02 and 45 little seconds to go along with it. On your fan, schmoozing with you until NFL kickoff. I'm back into sports, baby. My Yankees really took it on the chin last night, but it was a nostalgic week. It was nice. I got to see, when I watched the Red Sox-Yankee series, it was nice to see the lead-in to that was PTI. And boy, they haven't changed a fucking thing in 25 years. All the way down to Wilbon saying, "We'll see you tomorrow, knuckleheads." Like, every iota of that show is exactly the same as when I was watching it 15 years ago. They haven't changed anything. It's crazy.
If it ain't broke, Mike, don't fix it. That thing works.
I guess, but does anyone watch that anymore? Pardon the interruption.
It's asleep. When it comes on, it's nap.
Yeah, at 5:30. I don't know. It's strange, but they haven't changed a thing, which was nice to see. And I'm back into baseball. We got Max Fried is back on the mound. We're gonna right the ship today, my Yanks. And then we got Patriots Bills. What a day! What a lovely day. And I'm into sports. You know, I'm a sports guy again. I'm a music guy now, and this is all because comedians have abandoned me. I have no one to root for anymore. It's very sad. I finally turned, so we're gonna get into that. But a lot to discuss today. A lot of big, important stuff. Steel Toe going to jail. Stuttering John has started a very important investigation, I think, and I'm interested in the results. And I might have to end one of my shows based on Stuttering John's findings. So this is all very interesting today. And also, Opie attacked Artie Lange for some reason. So it's a weird time. But if you want links to everything that happens, not just on this program, but on Why Are You Laughing? And Who Are These Socials as well, then go to blindmike.net. That's where all of our links are for all those podcasts that I just mentioned. Why Are You Laughing is back. We just did an episode about Bill Burr last week. Go watch how that fucking prick has changed over the years. And we also have an episode about Howard Stern coming up. Mark Maron versus Joe Rogan. We've done Sam Hyde versus Tim Heidecker, Harvey Pekar and Letterman, Norm Macdonald on Dennis Miller's show, all kinds of stuff coming from Why Are You Laughing? So make sure you're caught up on all of that. Go back to the archives, and for early access and bonus episodes. Craig and I did a bonus episode on Tuesday. There was something that happened on this program last week that Craig wanted to address. And we also talked about Mark Maron talking about Louis C.K., which was very interesting. I recommend you go check that out. We did put one clip out, Brendan Schaub advocating for Theo Von, I guess, completely throwing him on the bus, under the bus. We put that clip out, but Brendan Schaub thought he was defending Theo Von and instead was just like eviscerating him. It was the weirdest thing, but we did that episode. We talked about some other stuff too on there. Oh, and I had my live reaction to Steel Toe's sentencing. So if you want wacky stuff like that in our bonus episodes, go become a member, Patreon, YouTube, or just support the show for free wherever you get podcasts. We appreciate you. And HackRideStudios.com, right?
That's right, HackRideStudios.com. Blind Mike, we're getting an early gift here from a friend of yours. Tom Myers has gifted one Blind Mike membership. What's up, Mr.
That's a guy, he would turn down Riyadh, I think.
Absolutely. Unless they got an announcing job.
That's a man of morals.
Yeah, unless they got an announcing job for like a softball game. Then he'll take that.
Well, thank you, Tom. That's very nice of you. I appreciate you, buddy. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into it. I am often accused of meandering too long and not getting to the point, so let me get right to it. Bill Burr is a fucking fraud and a phony, and everything he's ever said is a lie. I've finally turned on this guy. I defended him for so fucking long, and I took so much shit for defending this just complete hypocrite fraud. And it's not merely going to Riyadh. I don't have enough feelings or emotions or thoughts about that comedy festival to really take a hard stand. It's like we talked about with Tim Dillon a couple weeks ago, where Tim Dillon kind of made the point of like, people can get outraged by this, but really they're just reading headlines that our media's feeding to. Like they haven't gone over there and experienced it. So it is all kind of, finger-waving morality bullshit to some degree. And I feel that way when I think of like Chris DiStefano and Mark Normand and Sam Morrill over there. Like, I assume they'll come back on their podcast and they'll talk about it and they'll make fun of themselves and be honest. I don't have a hard stand. Like, if you go to the Riyadh Comedy Festival, I hate you forever and your career should be over. There is one man that I feel that way about, and his name is Bill Burr. And that is because I listened to this asshole talk about billionaires and greed. And he literally went on national television and yelled, "Free Luigi," 10 months ago, that was. And I said through all of that, I was like, that's what Bill Burr does. Like, people were trying to say his politics changed because he criticized Elon Musk. And I said, no. He's always criticized government and people in power and billionaires. That is what Bill Burr has done for years. He has called out greed and hypocrisy and all that stuff. And then he did the most embarrassing podcast I've ever witnessed. And I'm on a show with fucking cartoons, and I'm saying this. He did the silliest, most ridiculous podcast that has ever been done. Where if you think, like, and by the way, comedians are the ones that like should be getting the most shit for this. Like with Live Golf, I don't think Cam Smith has ever espoused theories on why Mariah Carey's a piece of shit for performing for Gaddafi or whatever it was. You know what I mean? Like, the golfers don't have these deep theories and tell you how you should be thinking and consider themselves the modern day philosophers. That is why comedians are getting so much shit for this, because they've essentially preached to you, a lot of these people. And Chappelle, and even guys I like Louis included. Good for David Cross for calling them out by name, where he said Chappelle, Jim Jeffries, Louis, Burr. He's like, I respected you guys. And you have literally sold, when you talk about selling out, what they sold is their ability to talk about any topic remotely related to this in the future. Which, the reason I'm focusing on Bill Burr today is that's his entire fucking act. Is calling out hypocrisy and all this bullshit that he has pretended to care about for 2 decades. It was all a lie and a ruse. When you watch this ridiculous podcast that he did on Monday. So this is him talking about his experience in Saudi Arabia.
Yes, and this is his audio-only podcast, so we just put a picture up of Bill Burr.
Yeah, they put it up on YouTube, I guess. But it's the audio version. But let's hear it.
And everyone was like ridiculously excited that there was going to be stand-up comedy there. And this is what's amazing about the arts and stand-up comedy is comedians have always pushed like the boundaries. And this was like a classic case. Like, I guess.
Oh, yeah, it really is, man. That's pushing the boundaries. Performing for a sultan. That really is. Listen to what he says the boundaries are that he specifically didn't push. What a fucking fraud this guy is. And I'm legitimately hurt by it, because to all the people that are like, oh, you're defending Burr, like, I believed in the guy. And that's what makes this so like, even Pete Davidson, who pissed on his father's grave by going over there, I didn't think of Pete Davidson as a guy who embodied truth and a guy who was really saying something. I never felt that way about Pete Davidson. Like, Bill Burr, like, as a kid, like, for lack of a better term, I looked up to him, and I think a lot of people did, because you looked at Bill Burr as a guy that was saying true things that you really believed in. This is like if George Carlin performed for the fucking Pope. You're like, wait a minute, what? Like, so it was all bullshit? Listen to him talk about pushing boundaries, this pussy.
Just tipping the cap to the people that set up the festival over there. When they first went to set it up over there, the rules on what they had about what you could say and what you couldn't say in Saudi Arabia, the people running the festivals will be like, all right, well, man, that's game, set, match. If this is like all you can talk about, and you want some good comedians, like, this isn't going to work.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people brought
And then
up
to their
Jamal
credit-
Khashoggi, right? That's who you're tipping your cap to, the people that fucking murdered him. You fucking joke of a human being. This is comedians pushing boundaries because I guess at first they said you can't talk about the government, religion, and other stuff. And the comedians were like, I don't know if that's going to work. And they said, all right, just the government and religion. Listen to what this fraud is saying. Comedians pushed boundaries.
Credit, they said, all right, what do we got to do? And they just negotiated it all the way down to, like, you can talk about anything, other than a couple things, which was basically, religion, don't make fun of the royals. And other than that, it was all everything.
Yeah, just don't make fun of everything you would want to make fun of. Don't make fun of religion, which is basically everything in this country. That means you can't make fun of their thoughts on gay people or women or any of that stuff because it all is encompassed by religion. And if you want to make fun of the rules over here, well, one pesky little other rule. Don't make fun of the people who make them. You can't make fun of our laws or rules or any code we live by over here because, the diplomats are going to be in the audience. Wouldn't that be? it would hurt their feelings if you made fun of them. This child, Bill Burr, he's talking about how he has a gay joke about a guy at his gym or something. And he's like, could you believe they let me tell it? Okay, talk about a gay guy that was raised over there, Bill. Talk about someone who was born gay that has to oppress that under threat of beheading. Would they let you talk about that? You fucking joke. Like, it's so ridiculous. And maybe because I defended this guy way longer than I should have, that this is all built up now. I thought for sure. I probably wasn't going to talk about. It's not like I would have defended if he went on his podcast and was like, I know a lot of people are questioning it, but I went over there. Admittedly, like, I did it for the money, but it was actually a better experience. Blah blah blah. Like, we're gonna see Louis basically do that. And my thought on that at the end of the day is like, I'm not in that position. You know what I mean? But Bill Burr, we now know, thanks to Tim Dillon, who's another hero in all of it. Like, I know Tim's probably still going to get shit if he ever talks about Gaza or whatever. People are going to call him out because he accepted that money. I don't know if this was Tim Dillon's plan or just a happy accident. But Tim Dillon kind of gets carte blanche now because of the jokes he made. I don't know if he would have gone over there and done the same thing, but Tim Dillon made jokes about slavery and beheadings and the way they live. And he did that before he got there, I assume to test the waters, or just because that's how he is. And they said, we're not going to have you on this. So Tim Dillon kind of gets, to some degree, the credit that Shane Gillis is getting. Now, good for Shane for just being like, I don't need this. You know what I mean? Like, why would I do it? But anyways, thanks to Tim Dillon, we know how much money these guys got. My estimation, the last time we talked about this, was that I said Chappelle probably got like close to $10 million, and Bill Burr was like 4 or 5. That was my guess.
Damn.
Well, hold off, Casey. The most anyone got was 1.6 million.
No.
And it's like, that's what you sold your soul for? Because a lot of people are doing this. People are like, I would do that, probably. You know, under the conditions that they went, it was pretty much guaranteed that I was safe and first class accommodations, all that type of shit. For $1.6 million, I, Blind Mike, am doing that. Bill Burr, he plays Fenway Park when he comes to Boston. That's a night of work for him. I don't understand. 3 weeks if he does arenas? Like, how quickly are you making up 1.6 million? You could sell another hilarious special for that amount of money, Bill. I don't understand. That is not life-changing money for these guys. For these guys that, how many yachts do you need to jet ski behind, Bill? For these guys that talk about greed and stuff like that, it is shameful that that's the amount of money. Because I remember even thinking when Tim Dillon said $375,000, I was like, that's a little low. Again, not low for me, but Tim Dillon, that's like a few weeks of road work. You know? I don't get why that's the amount of money for you to be a PR person for a nation. These assholes gave Tony Hinchcliffe so much shit for doing a political rally. They're like, oh my, that's so lame of Tony to endorse a politician. They gave Rogan and Hinchcliffe and Theo Vaughn and all these guys so much shit. And I'll grant you, I do think it is there's a lameness to that, to endorsing a politician, or Tony Hinchcliffe saying he thought he was going to change 200,000 votes or something. Like, that is kind of lame. But then for you to go and be the spokesperson for a country that has slavery, you know what I mean? And listen, I get, we don't know what life is over there. That's why I say I'm speaking out of ignorance. But these people that pretend to have morals, and Bill Burr talks about how evil every billionaire is, and cheered when a guy got mowed down in the street last year, and said the guy that did that should be freed. Basically called him a hero. That's what Bill Burr said about someone in this country. And he went over there and performed for princes that had a guy killed because of journalism, because he was reporting things. That's something that Bill Burr fails to mention while he's talking about how great this is.
Mike, greed is a funny thing. You know, I've seen grown men with mortgages and probably a lot of money saved, like jump and cheer for a $1.99 super chat. Like,
Yeah.
It's that instinct. Howard always said that some people can't say no, and that's why he wasn't selling Bill O'Reilly cups and stuff. I just think some people can't say no. 1.6, add it to the stack.
It's amazing, just out of selfishness, that Bill Burr didn't see how bad that is. Go to his YouTube comments. It is everywhere. I've never seen the country so united on an issue. Every comment is, you fucking sellout, I'm done with you. And this is where, like, that's why cancel culture bothers me, like the idea of rallying people to cancel someone. No, this is something that's so clearly wrong that everyone individually is like, you know what, fuck this guy. Like, he's just not, he can't ever talk in a way that anyone trusts him ever again. Like, we all came to that conclusion by ourselves. You didn't need someone to rally us and protest or anything. Look at those YouTube comments. It's wild. And Bill Burr doesn't address any of it. I mean, let's play the clip. We haven't heard enough from this asshole yet.
You know, religion, don't make fun of the royals. And other than that, it was everything was like open.
Except for just everything they stand for. Other than that, have a ball. Have a great time. I don't make fun of any of the stuff that people are calling us out for, you know? The entire David Cross's entire point, don't mention that at all. Don't tell anyone why Shane Gillis isn't at this event. Like, just ignore every fiber of your morality. But aside from that, go to town, baby. And Bill, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's like if the Belichick roast happened and you're like, all right, can't talk about Brady, Kraft, or the 24-year-old. Go.
And it would be like, no, it would be like that. It would be like saying, don't talk about any of this stuff with Brady. And then Bill Burr getting on the next day and going, they were lovely. It was good. What a great experience that was. I'm so glad they did the roast. It was tremendous.
Really got him.
Yeah.
Great energy is this next one here.
Oh, it was just a swell time over there in Saudi Arabia. It was palpable. It was so fun.
Such shiny machine guns. Oh, wow.
And
he's about
I
to
could just
dispel
feel
that
like
notion.
these
Oh, it's a peaceful place.
Yeah.
Place of peace.
fucking people, the people, okay, they want a fucking show. You could feel it. I was talking to the other comics. You could feel it. They wanted you to push, right? It was really fucking exciting. So I go up on stage.
But hey, I'm sure they did. Oh, and oppressed people wanted to. No shit, Bill. I bet if you went to North Korea, they'd be eager to hear you say something other than, boy, your leader, he's a heck of a golfer. I'm sure that energy would be there. The issue is not with the human beings there, you jackass.
I start doing my shit, and they're fucking into it. Everything's going good. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm checking out the diplomats as I'm doing this stuff, and they're all fucking laughing. All right, so I'm going to push a little farther, and all of a sudden, I start getting in the zone. Oh, Billy's feeling loose up there. And my brain just goes, gay Jim.
And so he mentions earlier, he's like, I got a joke about a guy at my gym who's gay or something like that. And he's like, can I say it? Are my words so powerful that I can't even mention them? So this is him pushing boundaries in Saudi Arabia with his gay gym joke.
My brain goes, don't do that. And then I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So I started doing the joke, and it fucking murdered.
What a bad boy. Hey, now then you get into the beheadings and stuff, right, Bill? You get into how you're not allowed to be gay there, right? That's totally that was the next thing, and then they all said, "Oh, Bill, we've been doing it wrong. Now we understand," and you changed all these minds, or you just told a joke about a gay guy at your gym, and they were like, "Ha," and that was the end of it. He's celebrating like he changed things, and again, I'm not even shitting on Saudi Arabia for their beliefs. Like, it is a world that I have never been to nor understand. Like, whatever their beliefs are on gay people, that's their business. It's a different culture. What I'm saying is Bill Burr talks about our oppressive government and preaches to us about how these people over here are bigoted. And it's like, you went over there, and because you said the word gay, you're like, problem solved, baby. You're patting yourself on the back for that? That's what I didn't expect. I thought there would be some level of shame. I didn't expect Bill Burr to come back and congratulate himself for what an amazing job he did over there. I thought there would be some level of humility and being like, hey, I took the fucking money. You know, it was a lot of money. You'd all do the same, you fucking sheep. You know? Like, I thought there would be some level of reflection or self-deprecation or something. Instead, he is congratulating himself for, I don't know, being a hero? A hero of the Saudi Arabian people?
I think it's even worse than that, Mike. I think part of the money is contingent on not only doing the thing, but talking well about.
Yes, this is what they're paying for.
Yes, they're paying for the PR afterward. Yeah. Exactly.
So Bill Burr comes back and goes, they had a Chili's there. I forget if we have the clip or not, but he's like, oh my God, they had Chili's and McDonald's. And I thought, this place can't be so bad. Really, Bill? We have all that shit, and you managed to criticize our government all the fucking time.
The Saudi Public Investment Fund. Everyone, get to know that name because they will own us all soon. They just bought EA Sports. Their whole point is to westernize.
They own us already. Maybe not. The paperwork might not all be done yet, but if this is proof of anything, they own us already.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Live, all this other stuff. Forget. They can burn billions. Like, there's a rumor that they're trying to get into college football, and that's the scariest thing ever because they could walk up to, like, Delaware and be like, here's $1 billion. Go get
I like
players.
That's when it hits home for Casey.
Oh, that hurts me. That hurts me.
Although I'm doing the same thing. I'm like,
yes,
got Bill Burr. Now you've really done it, Saudi Arabia.
Once it touches home, that's when we get interested.
It murdered. They all loved it.
It murdered. No, they murdered Bill.
Yes.
They murdered Jamal Khashoggi.
So
again, I try not to get on my high horse about that shit because I'm ignorant to a lot of it. But it's like to ignore that is really at least like. And again, maybe I'm being presumptuous, but I think when Mark Normand and DeStefano and these guys come back and start doing podcasts, I think there will be a little self-deprecation about it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is Bill saying, I crushed over there. It was what a lovely time. And make sure you check out the Chili's after the show. It was glorious.
Tip your waitress in the burqas. Yeah, the one in the burqa.
Yeah,
fuck it.
Yeah, Bill, I'm sure they'd be thrilled with your relationship. I'm sure if you and your wife were raised there, you would have lived in bliss. They would have had no problem with it at all. It would have been lovely.
Doing my act. So I did my act. Did the whole thing, and I had to stop a couple times during the show. I was like going like, I'll be honest with you guys, I cannot fucking believe any of you have any idea who I am. This is really amazing. And it was just this great exchange of energy, right?
Yeah.
So at one point, you know, they know their reputation.
Say what you want about Elon Musk. This guy called Elon Musk an evil Nazi. You know what I mean? And when, like, credit to Craig. When Craig was criticizing Bill Burr for that, I was like, this is what he's always done. He's called out people in power. Elon Musk is a billionaire that had some role in the government at that time, and Bill Burr is criticizing him. That's what he's always done. Meanwhile, he flies over to Saudi Arabia to go, boy, were they lovely. These were some swell fellas. Why do you think they were nice to you, Bill? Why do you think that might be?
In another world, he comes back and he's like, look at these hypocrites. I told a gay joke and look at them all laughing. Meanwhile, they're beheading people. Hypocrite. You know, like he actually uses comedy for what it's supposed to be. You know, he doesn't do that.
You know, they know their reputation. So, like, they would like...
They do know their reputation. That's why they have a public endowment fund.
Yeah. Yeah. Where'd they get that pesky thing?
Mm-hmm. It's why they buy American Pie and just be like, no, we're good. Look, now we own American Pie. Yeah. We're fucked.
And by the way, I'm sure Bill would say the same thing if a white billionaire over here, if you had an interaction with him and he was a great guy, I'm sure Bill would be like, oh, then I guess I was wrong about them. My bad.
No, Peter Theo, great guy, you know?
Yeah.
Makes a good pick.
Oh, he was nice to you at a dinner party. Oh, well then, my mistake. I thought he was evil. I think Bill Burr would be the first to tell you, evil people aren't evil every second of every day.
No, they gotta
don't
pee and
put on a
poop.
facade. Yeah.
Even evil people poop. Come on. This next one's called Thanks.
Hey, thank you, Bill. Thank you for all of this.
Yes. Thank you for America.
Thank you to everyone in Riyadh that came out. I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I could not have a better time doing shows for you guys, and it was great to experience that part of the world.
What a joke this guy is. Oh my God, did he destroy his reputation in one podcast? Mm-hmm. Like, and I've watched guys like Kyle Kalinske. Kyle Kalinski's lost his mind a little bit, but like he's right on this issue where like he's ranting and raving about how all these comics have ruined their reputation. I don't necessarily agree with that about all of them, and I'm sure a lot of you will disagree with me on that when we talk about Louis C.K. in a minute. Bill Burr, to me, has destroyed his reputation, not by going over there, with this podcast, where he said, oh, yes, I'll be a good boy, and I'll do your commercial for you. I will go over there, and I will come back, and on a podcast with however many hundreds of thousands of listeners, I will tell everyone what a lovely experience it is. Hey, you should start vacationing over there in Saudi Arabia. Riyadh is... it's the tops. It really is. It's the bee's knees.
World, and to be a part of the first comedy festival over there in Saudi Arabia, I think it's going to lead to a lot of positive things. So there you go. That's that. Let's do a little bit of the reads here.
The Prince would be. Oh, it's great that he goes into ads after that. By the way, how perfect is that? Perfect. So then Bill is saying. We cut it off, but he gets on there and he goes, actually, after my set, like I did that joke about the gay guy at the gym, and then the Prince of Saudi Arabia came out and said, guys, I was wrong about these gays. I was way out. Women, unmask yourselves. Show those rosy cheeks, ladies. We're so sorry about all we've done. Bill's acting like he changed anything over there. They have Am I wrong? Do they still have slaves? Am I crazy?
Go ahead and research that, Electra. I'm not going to give an answer on that without any data.
I do not know.
My guess, yes.
But I think women are pretty much, considered
mostly
slaves.
bald Irish comedians.
So nuts that he did this. So we have some more Bill Burr clips here. So he does podcasts on Monday and Thursday. Do we have the next episode that he did? Where he kind of acknowledges it?
Yeah, you want the next episode? There's one here also called Destroys His Reputation.
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Too Lazy to Try put out a great clip that really displays his hypocrisy. But I want to hear the next episode. This is where, like I said, I thought there would be some on Monday. He would come out and go, Jesus. I did this, and it was actually like kind of a fun experience, but I totally get why people are pissed at me. Whatever. I thought there would be some acknowledgement of how ridiculous the situation is. Instead, he did a commercial. And when like I said, I went through all the comments. There's thousands of them. And when I say I couldn't find one that was pro Billy Burka, shout out Crack Amico, I couldn't find a single one that was on Bill's side. So he heard the feedback on this, and he does a podcast on Thursday talking about the fucking Sox. And this is the only nod to this situation that I could find from his podcast on Thursday.
That was the number one thing I saw when I was over in Saudi Arabia, dude. The fucking level of fast. It was literally every fast food American chain that's over there. It's just serving that shit. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know how they pulled off those deals.
I do.
But
the same way they got you over there, jackass.
can tell you this, I haven't heard a word about it, which is pretty amazing to me at this point. That not one word was spoken about that is pretty amazing. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyway.
What a douchebag. That's all he did. So he's like, oh, yeah, a bunch of people are angry. Ha. How about addressing it? Because this is not some cancel culture bullshit. Like, this is people actually having morals and speaking out against them. Again, are some people a little grandiose? Sure. I'm sure there are some jackasses that he's hearing from as well that disagree with him. But like, this is not some fake outrage bullshit that Bill has ranted against. This is like a real thing where people are like, hey, fuck you, man, you sold out. And you don't respect your audience enough to even address that? The idea that 100% of your fans were like, fuck this guy. You don't have enough respect for them to at least acknowledge it and just go, haven't heard anything about that, wink, wink. What a fucking phony this guy is. And then shout out to Too Lazy to Try. I saw some other people post this as well, but I took this from Too Lazy to Try's video where he starts with this. Because if you're wondering, Mike, Bill Burr is never that directly contradicted. Sure, he talks about billionaires and things in this country. He's never like directly contradicted himself, has he? Let's see the tape.
Usher, Beyonce, and Mariah Carey actually did private New Year's gigs for $1 million. Did New Year's gigs for Gaddafi's kids. Can you fucking believe that? How much fucking money do you need to make? You know,
1.6.
You gonna take a gig where you
maybe go, like that's what Chappelle got. I don't know if Burr got that. It might have been $1 million.
Dance like a goddamn fucking clown for a mass murderer's kids. Then you take that fucking blood money and what he's done. You couldn't remember that he claimed he was behind the Pan Am bombings that killed fellow Americans. The fuck is wrong with you?
The Royals loved the show. Everyone was happy. The people that were doing the festival were thrilled. And, yeah, it was just this great positive thing. And I got to tell you, just to be a part of that was fucking amazing. And the comedians that I've been talking to just saying, like, dude, you can feel it. They wanted it. So it was a mind-blowing experience. Definitely top 3 experiences I've ever had.
He has 2 kids, by the way. So it's like it's those 2 and Riyadh.
Fuck marriage. The wedding. Bye-bye.
Well, I don't know how much he believes in... if the wife pipes up about marriage now, he can just tell her to shut the fuck up and put her burqa on. Mm-hmm. Bill Burr believes in everything they're doing over there, I guess. So pretty fucking crazy to hear it that directly, where he's saying you accepted their blood money, $1 million, roughly the amount that he took. Fucking nuts. And I've never witnessed a guy just like crucify everything he ever stood for in one podcast. It really was chilling to watch. It was uncomfortable because I heard people talking about it, and I literally went with the mindset of like, people are going to disagree with me when I defend Bill Burr for this, but if I know Bill, he stood by his morals. He said something I'm going to agree with. And then I turned it on, and he loves the idea that there were chain restaurants. I don't know why you can't be an evil nation if you have a KFC. I don't know why he was so fascinated by the chain restaurants. But when I heard him saying, like, it was a great time. Yeah. And we didn't play. There's another clip we didn't play where he's like, I expected it to be, we land and the people are yelling death to America. And it's like, first of all, you still took the money? You thought that? You thought you were going to land and people were screaming death to America and you still went over there? But like, I don't even think the most racist people, I mean, maybe the most racist would be like, nah, it's the civilians, they're fucking animals over there. I think the issue is with the government, the people you accepted the money from, Bill. You know, like that's what's so crazy about all this. But fuck him. I'm done. I'm out of the Bill Burr business. I can't imagine anything he could say that would redeem his career and have anyone value anything. Like, he's going to have people that like hearing him talk about the fucking Pats. I guess that's going to be his audience, like people that bury their head in the sand. But like anyone who respects his opinion on politics or like I said, greed, any of those subjects, like he just torched all of it in one sitting. So Hope it was worth it, Bill. Hope that $1 million that you would have made in 3 weeks anyways. I hope that was worth it.
And just an update, no legal slavery over there, but they do like trade workers on the internet and stuff and sell them. And
that's
totally.
Yeah,
you know what?
It's different.
That is totally fine. I'm sorry for casting aspersions.
Yeah. Two quick things, Mike. Don't let your heroes be stand-up comedians. You will always be disappointed, I think. And,
I guess so.
And B,
hey, Shane Gillis, don't say that about Shane Gillis.
No, don't do it. You're setting yourself up. I'm telling you.
He'll never do anything wrong.
They're going to slide him a $10 million check, and you are going to hate to see Shane and Riyadh at season 2 of that.
No, but again, I don't think if they slide Shane $10 million and he's like it's crazy. I'm going against everything I believe in, but the money was just too much. I wouldn't have a massive problem with that. That's why I'm not going this hard on every guy that was or girl that was there. Like Whitney Cummings also kind of like ruined her reputation, where she had all these, feminist beliefs and talked about being a strong woman. And it's like, really? You're a strong woman? You couldn't tell Saudi Arabia to go fuck themselves? But I don't have this passion for the things that Whitney Cummings has said in the past the way I do with Burr. So that's what makes it different to me.
And we are open for sponsorship from the Saudi Public Fund. By the way, all this being said, if you want to say
yeah. Guys, I'll change my tune real quick. Like I said, Bill Burr's made enough money. That was my point. But
yeah. And also, chat, your last time here to get in the I told you so super chats to Blind Mike.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this chat, Mike.
Are there a lot of those?
Well, let's go through a few here.
Yeah. You know what? I was going to argue. I deserve it. Go ahead. Go off, folks.
He does deserve it. Send him in.
Yeah.
All right. Electra, here you go.
Don Fried Chicken, $9.99. Has anyone talked to Craig? He's been radio silent since the news about Diddy prison sentencing. Last thing he said to me was, "This is a monumental blow for people like me."
People like me.
Fuckers.
And that's how he identifies.
Jesus.
Craig was on the bonus episode Tuesday, so go check that out if you're a member.
And he'll be back next Sunday, and then every other week.
Oh, goody.
Yes. Or else.
Suburban Tug Time, $5. More like Saudi Arabia, am I right?
You said it, brother. Nicely done.
And General GK, put this money towards Craig's bail fund. That girl was asking for it with those sexy pigtails and pull-ups.
You're really getting off easy here, Mike. Craig's
I was going to say, these aren't so bad.
KC Debris, $4.99. It's almost as if he was a phony this entire time.
Yeah,
Paper man crumbles under a few stacks of money.
I start to wonder about that. I wonder if this is the first time he's been a complete phony.
Probably not. Thank you, sir, for the super chat.
Suburban Tug Time, $2. Burr and David Collins, ? Kirk was right. Have a week.
I know. It's tough. It's tough.
And
last one, yeah.
Moment of silence, I guess. Jesus.
Mick Eld, Tears of Anger from Blind Mike.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Well, those weren't so bad.
He's not angry so much as disappointed, I think.
Very disappointed. Yeah.
I'd say I'm disgusted.
Yes, we all are. Thank you, Electra. Powerful stuff.
Now let's get to a guy who has rehabbed his image and who could provide a path, maybe.
So
for
this
Bill
is
Burr
where
back.
This is where people are probably going to get annoyed with me because I'm curious what you guys think because maybe this contradicts everything I just said. I'm less annoyed by Louis C.K. because this is what I was talking about. This is all I expected from Burr that we didn't get. But first, Bill Maher has Louis C.K. on to promote his new book. Louis C.K. wrote a fictional novel, and they're on to promote it. And Bill Maher's talking about some of the themes in that book, and I thought this was a pretty funny line.
All right, give me 1 sec, Mike. It's not popping up here for me. It'll just
Jesus.
take 1 second. Hold on.
Right.
7, 8. Why is it not popping up? That's weird.
Well, take your time.
I am. I'm not trying to though. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I can load it in this way. Give me 1 second.
This will all be.
Mike, did you see HACKRIDE was on Catch 22?
This will all be edited in post.
Yes.
I don't know.
All right, here we go. Sorry about that.
Hey, let me set that up again. Hey, gang, Louis C.K. was on Bill Maher's show, and he wrote a book. He wrote a fictional novel, and I thought Bill Maher had a pretty funny line. What do you? Let's give it a whirl.
I mean, it's so moving because he just has this cycle of life where he keeps thinking it's going to get better, and then it's 3 steps forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah.
And he keeps trying to connect with people, and they always seem to abandon him. He does make one friend, this character, Bart.
Yeah.
And then they're roommates at this, I guess, this oil refinery.
Yeah.
It's a tough life.
Yes.
And they're in the same small room. And I noticed you go into one, he kind of loses this friend because one night Ingram discovers masturbation.
That's right.
And kind of pays a high price for that.
Yeah.
Where do you get your ideas?
Yeah. Well, like you said, write what you know.
Well,
that was good, Bill. That was really good.
That was genuinely very funny by Bill Maher. But then they get into the Riyadh Comedy Festival, which, by the way, Bill Maher has a take on this that I haven't heard anyone have. Bill Maher might have the wildest take on all of this. I haven't heard this from anyone, which is pretty crazy. But that's what we're getting into next, right? Louis addressing the Saudi Arabia stuff?
Correct.
Okay, so this is really all I was asking for from Burr. So like I said, I'm curious to hear from people because maybe it makes me a hypocrite that I don't feel the same way about Louis, because this is all I really wanted, was some fucking humility and some realization for the situation they were in. But this is Louis C.K. Addressing some of the criticism he's got for going over there to the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
So you're going to Saudi Arabia. You're part of this big festival over there.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
What do you think about the fact that we have a schism here in the comedy community? Now, I'm going to throw my cards on the table here.
Sure.
I have mixed feelings about this, but I basically think it's a great idea to go anywhere like that. Mm-hmm. Because purists bug me because they think change has to happen overnight. Mm-hmm. Change doesn't ever happen overnight.
No.
There are restrictions on what you can say because this is the first time.
Yeah.
But somebody has to go the first time and do your act. You're not allowed to talk about religion or the royals. Well, royals is the government and religion. Without that, I would have no act.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I still
Which is
think
kind of like Bill Maher is talking like they're all Jackie Robinson going over there. Like I don't really understand his take, but I guess he's trying to say like, oh well, if Saudi Arabia wants to change their culture, this is a step in the right direction. I don't know that that's the intent of it, but that's Bill Maher's perspective, which I haven't heard any. You got to give him this. I haven't heard that anywhere else. But
no, Nixon to China, I have not heard before. Because that's what he's basically describing.
people who are doing it are brave, and it's apparently the ones over there are enjoying it.
Yes, they're all. What I'm talking to other comedians that have been there, and they've been really surprised by what's going on. There is a woman who's a lesbian and Jewish who did a show there, and she got a standing ovation. And so there's stuff going on that's unexpected in this thing. And people have been playing Saudi Arabia for years. Like comedians have been going and playing Arab countries. There was a film festival there recently. Like it's kind of opened up. But I've always said no to Arab countries doing shows. I do shows everywhere. Like this show I'm playing in India, I'm playing in Turkey, I'm playing in Bangkok, Hong Kong, all over the world this year. And when this came up, they said there's only two restrictions. It's their religion and their government. And I don't have jokes about those two things. It used to be when I got offers from places like that, there'd be a long list. And I just say, no, I don't need that. But when I heard it's opening, I thought, that's awfully interesting. That just feels like a good opportunity. And I just think comedy is a great way to get in and start talking. And there's Saudi Arabian comedians there. And I'm going to a comedy club in Saudi Arabia the first night I get there to just see what's going on.
I will say, as much as like I'll defend Louis a little bit, he's not mentioning the money they paid him. I noticed that. He's like, I thought it'd be a great thing. It's like, yeah, but you wouldn't have gone for free, right? You know, that doesn't seem to come up here. So that is a little where he's bullshitting a little bit here.
I love stand-up comedy, and I love comedians. So the fact that that's opening up and starting to bud, I want to see it. I want to be part of it. I think that's a positive.
I think so too.
These sheep just think they're supposed to applaud because they're watching a late night show.
Well, the sign goes on, Mike, and you do what the sign says.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, applesauce. Next one is mixed feelings.
Yeah, so this is more what I was talking about, where like all I wanted was this from Burr. Where like I'll grant you what Louis saying there was a little bullshit. He is that kind of a guy. Like when you hear him talk, that jives with the way he usually sounds and thinks and pontificates. I think it's a little bullshit that he doesn't mention, well, they paid me X amount of dollars, you know? That is, again, why I give Tim Dillon credit, is like, he was himself and talked about the amount of money they gave him. Like, that's why he was going over there. Louis bullshitting and posturing a little bit, but all I wanted from Burr was this, acknowledging that there's another side to it that he understands.
It's worthy. Look, yes. I think the whole discussion is worthy. I'm glad these guys brought this stuff up. I'm glad that people are challenging this thing, because you shouldn't just pretend it's something it's not.
Right.
So don't fool yourself. I'm grateful to the comics that brought it up, like David Cross and Mark Maron. It's funny because David and I were roommates when we were 19 years old. We lived together in Boston.
Wow.
And we were just scrappy young guys. And Mark was there too. He was a dishwasher at a place called the Coffee Connection. And we were just kids trying to be comics in Boston. Dave had this bit about shaving the Pope's pussy. That was one of his bits. This is the kind of, and I just loved him because he was so, you know. And then later, David Cross wrote an open letter to Larry the Cable Guy telling him to quit comedy. You can look that up, because he hated him. So he's an opinionated guy. These guys were my friends. I used to hang out with them constantly. And what brought us together was that we were comedians and we loved comedy.
And they're on the other side of the divide.
Yeah, they're on the other side of the debate, I think we've drifted as friends, and I miss them. But it's just funny to me. Today I was thinking about that all this crazy thing going on. It's those two guys, and then I walked by a car that didn't have a driver, and I was like, it's the future now, and life is so weird that my roommate and I are in this weird. You know what I mean? But I'm grateful for what he said, because you should say that side too. I think everything that's being said about it, that's a worthy discussion. When are you appeasing? When are you engaging? And I have mixed feelings about it too. I struggled about going once I started hearing what everyone was saying.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing.
But I don't know.
I don't know why Bill is so strong on that. That was a weird thing from Bill Maher. But that's all I wanted. Like, and I don't even think that's a great defense of going over there that Louis gave. You know, like he didn't talk about the money, which I think is a little weird. So if you want to shit on Louis for that, go right ahead. You're absolutely justified in doing that. But that's what I'm trying to show about Bill Burr. Like, all I wanted from Burr was him going like, yeah, there's another side to this that I understand, whatever. But like, acknowledge that it exists. Don't get on and go, they got a fucking Taco Bell. It's great over there. Not a single problem could be had because they had an Applebee's that I passed. Like, I do not understand his fascination with the chain restaurants. And I don't understand how he could disrespect his audience so much, because that $1 million, I mean, he's lost that easily in fans, Bill Burr has. He has lost well over $1 million of income because of this, I think. Like, if you look at maybe he'll still come to Boston and sell out fucking Fenway or sell out the Garden or whatever venue he would play. But I hope people don't forget that. We have a very short attention span with this stuff, but I hope people realize that everything Bill Burr says from here on out is bullshit, you know? And I know, like, with some comedians, like, their act is absurd. You're not supposed to take them literally. Bill Burr, a lot of people believed in him, and he just pissed all over that in the span of 15 minutes or however long you talked about that on this podcast. So I don't know. I look at guys. That's why I'm not talking about everyone this way, is because Louis scratched my belly a little bit. He goes, oh yeah. And David Cross wrote an article and he disagrees with me. And that's interesting to me. That's all you need. Just acknowledge other people exist. Don't go on your fucking podcast and go like, oh yeah, I haven't heard a word about it. Wink, wink.
I wonder how much he had to censor his set. Like, he has to censor his cock now.
Nice. Nicely done, Electra.
Yep. Fantastic. Mike, speaking of people, Theo Von.
Hold on. I enjoyed Electra's. That was fun, Electra. I enjoyed that. Thank you.
I'm glad, yeah.
Yes, Theo Von was in the news this week and had quite a roller coaster. We posted the video of me and Craig talking about this, where it was reported that Theo Von bombed his Netflix taping. And there was a 2-second clip going around where Theo makes a suicide joke. And people jumped to, he must be back on drugs. He must be dealing with depression, and he's on the brink, and he's having a difficult time. I, as someone that doesn't know Theo Von at all, said, oh, there might be other context to this. Maybe we should wait a second and hear from Theo. Theo Von's friend and former co-host Brendan Schaub did a 10-minute diatribe about why Theo Von is he's going to die soon. It was the weirdest thing. So we talked about that the other day, and we do have a clip of Brendan doubling down in a bit. But this is Theo's response, and this is why you shouldn't necessarily rush to judgment. It does sound like it was a disaster, but it was interesting to hear Theo talk about the situation, because apparently it's not what a lot of people thought necessarily.
So I had a comedy special that we were taping. We were taping it last week, and about a month before I quit taking some antidepressants I was taking. You know, I just kind of self-weaned myself off. And the reason why was because I wanted, like during the comedy show, I wanted to have a little bit more emotion during it. I wanted to have this kind of, like, I just wanted to have some more feelings. You know, if you ever taken antidepressants, or if you haven't, it kind of takes away your feelings, kind of. You know, so you just kind of stay in this space where you're okay. And it's nice. It's a safe space, but you don't, you're like the astronaut that kind of stays on the ship sometimes. And you get to do the thumbs up and shit, but other dudes are like, you know, other people are out there. Anyway, so I quit taking my medication because I wanted to have a little bit more feelings during the show. I wanted to be able to talk about stuff a little bit more that meant something to me and put it into the comedy show. So that was all going fine, right? I was doing fine with that. We were headed into the comedy show, and then the Charlie Kirk thing happened, right? The Charlie Kirk murder happened, which is really crazy. You know, it was just a crazy thing.
You said it, Theo.
I've talked about it before. I'm not going to talk about it anymore right now. But a few days after that, or maybe a week after that, the Department of Homeland Security put a video up online talking about they started making like trap beat edits and like banger edits to evicting people from the country, right? Or eliminating illegals, maybe some criminals, some people just undocumented, all, you know, just across the spectrum, right? So they put a video of mine that I'd made for somebody in a parking lot, probably like maybe a year and a half ago, just jokingly. I think it was a year and a half ago. They put it in at the front of this Department of Homeland Security, like trap beat. I think they had like, I'm not sure if they had like young boy lyrics or whatever they had, but it was ridiculous. And the video was a girl had walked up to me in a parking lot, and she had said, "Hey, my friend just got deported. What do you have to say? Do you have a message?" I can't remember what it was. And I was just like, bye, you know? And I didn't know if it was real or not. I had no idea. I was just joking around. It's a stranger came up to me in a parking lot. I think it was after a show, and there were some people gathered around, and we were just kind of like BSing and taking pictures and just kind of associating, right? So anyway, long story short.
By the way, listen to this long explanation that Theo's giving. Like, basically saying he was under a lot of stress, blah, blah, blah. Brendan, instead of calling this guy, went to like, he's probably on drugs and he's going to die soon. It's like, what a crazy. It's so funny to hear Theo give this long explanation of everything that was going on in his life, and Brendan reacted without knowing any of it. It is pretty wild.
We all have that meathead friend. It's his.
We'll hear more from him in a minute. But it was interesting to hear Theo, because everyone assumed like, oh, he's back on drugs or something. According to him, he's actually off of drugs. He's off his antidepressants, and that's why he's behaving weird. And his life has gotten so crazy where Theo has entered that sort of Joe Rogan level now where, like, if he has an opinion on anything, it makes news. You know, so like, if he makes a joke about ICE or whatever, like, people are going to report it. And like, it's interesting to hear him deal with that, and it actually affected his life in a major way. And it was interesting to hear him tell that story, I thought.
He was also very funny yesterday on College Game Day. Like, I watched to see.
I saw some clips, yeah.
Maybe he's going to fuck up. Maybe he's going to. No, he was hilarious.
Well, Theo is a guy. People have always said, like, oh, his podcast is funny, but his stand-up sucks. It is weird when you get to that level if you're not as talented a comedian as your name suggests, but you're expected to do stand-up.
Yeah.
That's a weird place to be. Like, there's this expectation of his stand-up that equals his podcast numbers. And it's like, I don't think anyone's ever said his stand-up is equal to that, you know? So it's a weird place that the business puts you in, where it's like, well, let's see if he's good at this too. Because I think Theo would call himself a stand-up over a podcaster, but he's much better at the podcasting part.
He knew to shit on Saban, and that's how you win on game day. You just go there and you shit all over Saban, and that's a W.
You're damn right.
That happens. So this video goes mega viral, 25 million, 30 million views. It's everywhere. And the front of that Homeland Security video, it's on the White House thing. It's on everything. It's everywhere. And the first 10 seconds of it are me.
Yeah, so he's going through a weird time where, like, if he talks about Gaza, and it makes news, like it has headlines now, and that's going to be a weird thing to adjust to. You know, I've heard Portnoy talk about this when he's on the Unnamed show, where like he seems afraid to weigh in on political issues because he knows it's going to be a headline, and then you have to deal with that for the rest of the week or however long that news cycle is, where people are harassing you about it. So it's a weird place that Theo's in, and it was interesting to hear him tell this story, and it's crazy to me. That someone that was in his life as much as Brendan Schaub wasn't like, maybe I should call him before speaking on it.
Mm-hmm. This next one's called Paranoid.
Yeah, so he, like I said, he has this thing where people are scrutinizing every word he says, and it started to really affect him.
Right? So I'm getting a ton of hateful stuff, and I'm trying to remember everything. I'm trying to kind of remember everything right now, and but this video goes everywhere, and I'm getting like a lot of like, dude, what the fuck? Just all kind of shit, right? Like my phone just blew. I'm like, what the hell? It's just like the last thing I needed, right? There's a week left to this special, and this happens. You know, this thing comes out. And my father immigrated here from Nicaragua, right? Like one of my prized possessions is I have his immigration papers when he came here.
It doesn't seem Nicaraguan to me. But
no, I was when he said, I don't even know if maybe it's a joke or something. I was very surprised when I heard him say
calling ICE right now. We're getting Theo out of here.
Yeah.
And I have him in a frame, and him and his siblings when they came here. And so I have tons of thoughts about it, but this was just fucked up, right? It was fucked up. And it was everywhere. It was like on all platforms and stuff. So that had me really kind of paranoid. You know, that had me start to get kind of paranoid and, you know, like closing, like, you know, I had the curtains in my house kind of closed. I was just like, you know, you're paranoid. I woke up the next morning. Sorry, I need some water.
Take your time.
I woke up the next morning to a text from a high government official saying, hey, if you need some extra security in your neighborhood or some extra police cars on patrol, let me know. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
It's crazy as a guy who followed a lot of these guys before they were names at all. It's wild to me that this section of stand-up and podcasting has gotten so big that government officials are like, hey, Theo Vaughn, do you need protection? Like, it is weird. Kind of like Louis was just talking about with David Cross, where they were like, you know, they were roommates and, you know, sleeping on couches together and shit like that. And now they're part of this big scandal, controversy, whatever. Like how much the world has changed over time. The idea that fucking J.D. Vance is texting Theo Vaughn, like, hey, are you worried about this? It's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Extra security. I don't have any, like, you know, I don't even know the code to my Ring camera. Like, I don't even know how to log in. So it's like, and like, what, you're just going to put police cars in my neighborhood? What are my neighbors going to think? Now they're fearful. Like, it just like, I don't know, man. That like really kind of shook me. It really kind of shook me.
It's a weird time he's dealing with, and I thought it was interesting to hear him tell this story because everyone rushed to judgment and was like, "Oh, I guess he's doing blow again." And he actually had a much more fascinating saga that he went through.
He was under pressure, Mike, and that's the next one.
He certainly was, yeah.
So just a lot of, I think, unnecessary pressure, a lot of stress going on that I did. Some of it I was aware of, and some of it you just don't know you're aware of it, I think. You know, because I think like you just sometimes you don't know what stress you're holding. You know, one day there was I got a call from a friend of mine, and they said they were going into rehab. And I just started bawling, right? And I didn't realize that there was a part of me that was waiting to hear that from them, and that it really made me feel some type of way, you know? So sometimes it's like you just don't know what stresses you're holding. Anyway, so we get to the shows, right? We're there, and it's a lot, you know? It's a lot. There's a lot of like last minute choices to be made. It seemed to go messier than the past specials that I'd taped, right? It seemed to be a lot more confusion, and it all could have been just kind of my perception, right? Because what started to happen was on this day, I was starting to feel a little bit like, I don't know if manic is a word. I don't know what manic means. I've said manic, but I don't manic mean.
He's Googling manic right now.
He's so
Let me
cute.
see. What does it mean when someone is manic? Oh, it says trying to meet mans. That's the first one. Like, this is fucking, see? This is how bad shit's gotten.
He has a folksy way about him. He's adorable.
Next one's called The Show.
Yeah, so this is him talking about this is what's weird about a lot of these guys' careers is like Theo Von talks about like having a teleprompter there and stuff. Like he's not a skilled stand-up. I don't even mean that like shitting on him. Like he's not to the level where someone would be getting paid, what I'm sure he's getting paid by Netflix to do a special. He doesn't have that resume in stand-up. You're giving it to him because he's a great podcaster. And it's interesting to watch him kind of break down. I'd love to see this version. Like if Theo releases this with maybe commentary at the beginning, laying out what the set is, I think that would be really interesting. I don't know if we'll ever see that, but this is him talking about what happened because it sounded like a fucking disaster.
So I think I started to feel kind of mildly manic. I think it was just being off the medication. I think, and it wasn't insane. It was just little things. Like the second I got on stage, the first show, I couldn't feel any moisture in my mouth. And I started to feel like, you ever remember that feeling if you were in high school and you got high and then you were standing there talking to your friends and you were just too high and you were just literally standing there just trying to pretending to be yourself a little bit? So I had a little bit of that going on. And it started off choppy. The first show, it started off kind of choppy. We were doing like a new intro with Joey Diaz at the last minute, and he was pretty goomed up. You know, he's Coco. and it was a blessing that he was there, but we hadn't ran through it. And so it's just like a lot of like things at the last minute. But yeah, I'm on stage, and the second half of the first show went good. And there were some beats that I got that had like an emotional piece to them that I wanted, and that felt exciting.
It's not a great spot to be in to go, the second half of the first show went well. Mm-hmm. That's when you know you had a rough evening, where it's like, well, a quarter of the shows I did was okay.
We had one good quarter in 6 games. Go team.
But the whole show, it was there were parts where I just couldn't remember the next thing. I couldn't remember like my next sequence. Like I was having trouble just keeping track of stuff. And that's when I really was like, oh man,
that's gotta be crazy. That has to be a crazy experience, which is why like I'm glad Theo talked about this, it seems like honestly, because that has to be a wild thing to be taping a Netflix special. And like, I mean, there's pressure on that anyways, just whether or not the jokes are gonna work or whatever. But like, if you forget what you're supposed to say, that has to be a crazy level of pressure, which is why I'd be interested in seeing this version of it. Put it out like almost like a kind of like the day the laughter died or something like that, where like people will go in knowing it's bad. But like it would be an interesting thing to watch, because watching a guy forget his lines has to be kind of wild if you're at a comedy show expecting a veteran or someone of Theo's stature.
Mike, we're going to do a free chat of the day because this is a pretty good comment here. Pre-Miam says, don't start blaming stuff on your medication. That's how it all started with Joe Matarese. So a cautionary tale there for Theo.
That's fair. But to Theo's credit, he's saying it's because he was off the medication that he fucked up this
true.
badly.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what happened to Elliott Smith. Everyone thinks Elliott Smith was like this druggie. He actually, ended because he got off of drugs, and the emotions came flooding back to him, and he had no drugs to prevent the pain. And so sometimes that can actually be worse.
Yeah. Get back on those antidepressants, Theo.
Yes, please.
I'm just off tonight. I just, it is just like, I'm just off tonight. And I think I remember saying to the audience, like, thank you guys just for being here for me, and the audience was cool, man. People were happy to be there. They were super stoked when I came out. I started to feel bad that I wasn't giving them the best show, but the show ended up going a little bit long.
Okay.
Next one up is The Clip.
Yeah. So this is what I said. I saw this clip, and it's literally if you haven't seen it, it's literally 2 seconds. It's Theo going, "I'm not that good. Maybe I'll kill myself soon." Like it's that short, but like it's so out of context that I was like, why is no one saying that he could be kidding? Why is everyone taking this at face value? And that's exactly what Theo talks about here, where it was clearly just taken out of context.
I woke up the next day to like a bunch of things like, bro, what's up? Or things like that. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, did I steal somebody's horse? Did I hit somebody with a vehicle? I have no idea. It was just kind of alarming. And then a buddy of mine sent me a clip, and I could just see the outside. And it was like, you could see me on stage. And then people were asking me about suicide. And I was like, oh God, and I don't even remember exactly what I said, but I can certainly see me saying something like, oh, just try not to take my own life,
That's what he said, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I understand it's not a joke to some people, right?
That's right. 988 is what you can dial if you're having any problems at all. Just dial 988 and you can talk.
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah. Because
you can text.
Because we're talking about this, YouTube, don't take us down. We're talking about it in a fun manner.
Educational and helpful way. We're trying to
Yes. Yeah.
There's comics out there that need to know. 988 is the number.
I think this is what Royce got taken down for, but when we talked to Royce Lopez a couple weeks ago, he said something like that. They made some reference to suicide, and they just got taken down. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
988. I've texted him myself.
Yep. Good people.
All right. Well, that's a fun spin on this segment.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a joke.
Okay, Electra.
But it is something that I'll say stuff sometimes. I say stuff, right? You know that. If you've listened to this show before or seen anything, I say stuff.
He says stuff.
I would never take my own life. I would never take my own life. Okay? You hear that, Israel? I would never take my own life. But anyway.
This next one here is called Headlines.
Yeah, so everyone rushed to judgment here, including Theo's friends, which has to be crazy to deal with, where you wake up and everyone's like, are you all right? Are you back on drugs? All this stuff. And you're like, Jesus, this was a bad set. Imagine bombing. And then everyone's like, are you okay? Like physically, mentally, are you all right?
So anyway, that was, so I woke up to that. And I was like, oh, man. And I guess I had like a lot of different, in addition to that, people wrote articles, oh, this is bad. And look, it wasn't great. I didn't love it. And I had a lot of people that said it was great, though. Like, I had people say, dude, we loved it. It was great.
Well, to be fair, maybe they were being nice. But this was my point when I was like, maybe it's getting taken out of context. It's like we saw 5 tweets that people put, and people were like, "Oh, Theo had an awful show," and everyone was like, "Oh my God, maybe he's back on drugs." It was the craziest overreaction. So it was interesting to hear Theo talk about all this, but it was like wild to see some of the people jump to conclusions, which we'll see in a moment.
I think it's more important to say that he did a lot of his old stuff while he was on drugs, and that's a lot easier to do than to do it sober, I believe.
That's right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and plus he might not want to do that stuff because it can trigger, so now he has to do new stuff. Yeah, that could be
I'm not sure how long he's been sober exactly, but
so but I didn't think it was perfect, for sure. But I thought let's just look at the edit and see. And so we still haven't decided. We might shoot it again at some point. I don't know what's going to go on. But there was just this energy.
Release it, Theo.
Mm-hmm. All of it with a DVD cut where you're talking about it.
Yeah.
And then get G.D. Fenderson to do closed caption for it. That would be amazing.
Now where it was like everybody started checking on me, and I was like, oh man, this is tough. And there's people that would think like, oh well, he failed, or who want to write up something that says he failed, or make a meme. I saw one thing, it said bombs Netflix or whatever, taping or whatever. Awesome, thank you, dude.
Yeah. He's like, what the fuck? There's no footage of this other than 2 seconds, and it's already been proclaimed that Theo Von bombed. Which, like I said, if he did, I think that's a very interesting experience. Joe DeRosa did that as well. Like, obviously, The Day the Laughter Died is the famous example, but Dice was kind of doing that purposely. Mm-hmm. Joe DeRosa released like a B-side to one of his early albums where the show goes horribly wrong. Like, it's just the audience is terrible, and like shit like that is interesting. So I kind of hope Theo does release that.
You remember when Nick Swardson was wasted on stage?
Yeah.
That was like the best show I've ever seen by Nick Swardson. So, yeah. This next one here is called Good Place.
Yeah, so this is good to hear. Theo says he's doing all right, which I hope is true.
But it was just like, I don't know, there was just a lot of little things that were adding up to stress. And so, yeah, that's what happened. And it's just been like, I've had so many people reach out. So thank you so much. I've had so many people say nice things. I can't believe, like, to me, it felt very kind of like in passing. And then I was just kind of burnt out. But just know that I'm never at a place like that. I'm far from a place like that. There may have been times when I was a kid or something where I had some negative, some stuff was scary. But yeah, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. You're going to be here. And we're going to be here together like we always been.
I liked hearing Theo say that. I'm glad he's doing well. As someone that has dealt with similar issues, I don't go bragging about it like Electra does, but as someone who can relate to a lot of what Theo was talking about, it was nice. It was nice to hear him talk about that so openly and honestly. And it was good to hear him, kind of dispel some of the rumors that maybe he was struggling. So I was glad to hear from Theo Von in that respect. Now, really, the only reason I played all of those clips is to show this moose, this fucking ox, charge his way into being part of this story. So we released the other day, we released the clip of me and Craig talking about Brendan Schaub on the Schaub Show, just leaping to conclusions about Theo Von and wildly speculating, just rampant speculation. Now, in this clip, I believe Brendan Schaub records the Schaub Show and The Fighter and the Kid on the same day, either Sunday or early Monday morning. I think he records them both because a lot of the topics come up on both sometimes. This is him talking to Callen. And Brian Callen, you will watch what a good friend would do in this situation. Like, Brian Callen is being a friend to Theo. And Brendan Schaub says, I got to stop you right there, B. That you're not behaving right. This is crazy. He doubles down on leaping into the Theo Von story.
Not Bob.
Can we talk about the Theo stuff?
Yeah, get Brian's take on it.
Okay. So these are headlines that are popping up everywhere. Says right here, Theo Von's Netflix special taping apparently went terribly wrong.
Why?
I mean, I think, Brendan, you have more details on it. I know they're saying that he had to stop it a few times during the show.
I mean, I wasn't there, but this is an article on it. It says Theo Von.
Hold on. At Chin, the producer is like, I don't know. Brendan spoke like a real expert earlier, and Brendan's like, yeah, I read headlines. Pretty well versed in this. Chin assumed like, well, clearly he's talked to Theo. And Theo was like, yep, I'm on the brink, man. Like, I am really on the edge here. Because why else would Brendan have talked so expertly if he had no fucking clue what was going on with his friend?
That's a good catch, because when that guy goes, Brendan knows about this, Brendan had a shocked look on his face. He's like,
Brendan's like, no, I actually know nothing about it. I just spoke about it with a tremendous amount of confidence.
Most popular, all right. Keep going down. So what happened?
But the people are mean. The ones that are.
This is Reddit, those, and people want someone's dead.
I think you got something, Mike. I think Brendan Schaub can only read headlines. He can't read the bodies of the thing. He can only read the headlines. That's amazing.
How about you have the man's number in your fucking phone? Text him and go, hey, Theo, are you all right?
I'm seeing these headlines.
Downfall. So this guy put Theo just bombed. Saw Theo at the Beacon Theater for his Netflix taping. Some of the crowd walked out.
I mean, you know.
This is great to do as a friend, by the way. Just read all of these. You heard Theo mention. Right? He's like, oh, yeah, thanks for that, by the way. All those headlines saying I bombed. This is his friend. Going, oh, yeah, Theo bombs. Theo's a big mess. He's not actually a great He's not a great stand-up. He's a better podcaster. Why are you reading these, Brendan?
Got a head full of hair plugs. Could never get a woman with
and again, this is before Theo addressed it at all. Brendan is like, I got you, brother.
I never take any of this.
It says, was there, left Theo.
Great, bro, hold on. Hey, Brian, before you're a good friend, let me cut you off right there.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm gonna trample that friendship you're about to provide and read a few more headlines. Calvin is responding correctly, where he's like, well, listen, I don't know what happened. And Brendan's like, he really sucked. All he is an accent. That's what people are laughing at. It's all fake. He has no real perspective. I'm sorry, Brian, you were saying something?
Yeah. Shush, Brian, there's a comment here about his micro penis. Let me read this.
Was there, left Theo, worst set ever. He seemed unrehearsed, disorganized.
Theo
repeated bits multiple times.
Voices,
yeah, this is.
You know,
I would rather watch Gringo Poppy than this. Blah blah blah.
Can't fight.
I don't know what happened, but Theo has always been impossibly funny.
Yeah, he might be the most talented comic walking the earth.
Unlike what it says here on Reddit, where he bombed horribly. It says, and these are just the headlines I'm reading, Brian.
He's probably one of the most original people I've ever
Yeah, he's once in a generational talent.
Yeah, he's incredible.
It says I was at the show tonight. Did
he have an off night? Who knows? I have off nights. I don't know.
He had to pause the show, ask for the punchline several times. This is different.
Stop reading these, Brendan. This is your friend. Oh, yeah, no, totally. Once in a generation talent. It says here he needs a teleprompter, and he couldn't even remember his lines.
It said there was feces dribbling down his leg.
Different.
Yeah.
This is different. Yeah.
Oh, go back. So Brian says there, he's like, hey, you know, we all bomb. Listen to what Brendan says about the situation he knows literally nothing about. Literally, this man knows nothing about it. And watch him correct Brian Callen here.
He's once in a generational talent.
Yeah, he's incredible.
It says I was at the show tonight. Did
he have an off night? Who knows? I have off nights. I don't know.
He had to pause the show, ask for the punchline several times. This is different, though, B. This is different.
Yeah.
This is different. Yeah.
You don't know that. He doubles down and goes, no, Brian. This was no off night. This is actually a generational drip that went on stage and bombed in front of everybody. That's what you're missing. But I mean, he's tremendous talent and a good friend of mine. But yeah, this was the worst show, according to this Reddit user, that has ever been perpetrated on America, it says here. And that's, I'm just reading headlines now, B.
The herpes of comedy, it says.
What a tremendous jackass. And we talked about this on Tuesday, and I think Craig made the point where it's like, the sad part of it is Brendan is trying to be a friend here. Like, he thinks he's doing what's right. And that's where you're like, oh, Brendan, you sweet little scamp. You never read the room correctly. It's unfortunate because I think Brendan's trying to be a good guy, but he always missteps in these situations.
And Brian can never assert himself at all. He's just
he's the beta on the show. I don't understand. I guess I understand it physically, But like, I don't know why mentally Brian can never assert himself as the alpha in this room, where Brian's like, hey, well, maybe we don't know any fucking thing about this, and we shouldn't bury our good friend of many years.
I've had bad nights too, you know.
I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't be humiliating this man publicly. And remember the last time we did this to a friend, where we threw him under the bus, and we kind of looked. We looked foolish for this right after. We don't have a good track record on this stuff. And Brendan goes, no. This one's different, you idiot. This one. And then the next day, Theo does this long thing where he's like, I'm not on drugs. You don't have to worry about me. I'm in a good place. And I think Brendan is still like, I'm not so sure. I'm not seeing any evidence. Look at this Reddit post about how bad he's doing.
That's just a mask, dude. Fucking Brendan. All right, Mike.
Hey, super chats.
Oh, my goodness. How lovely.
Right. Yeah. Just a few here, and then we'll get over to the toe.
Droopy Nuts, good to see you, friend. Mike has been on point with his rants past few weeks.
Thank you, brother. I've seen the light finally.
He's been floating right.
That's right.
Right.
And principled uncertainty. Brendan, people learn English to fully understand how badly you bombed in Gringo Poppy. Most decent folk will never watch Theo's special out of spiritual duty. How dare you condescend?
How dare you?
I'd be curious, like, if they edit it down, I have no interest in watching it. Like, if they try to make a good set out of it. But I would genuinely be curious to see if Theo's like, if he does like a thing where either he talks at the beginning or does commentary on it or whatever and says, this is what I was going through this day. This is why I fucked up this joke. I don't know that anyone's really done that before.
Right.
No,
and don't you ever have off days, Mike? I never see you have an off day. I do. But I never see you have an off day. So I don't know. I think it's possible to happen.
Certainly. I do have off days. I don't necessarily wear it on my sleeve, but I have plenty of off days.
That's right.
And when I do, hopefully one of you guys will go on a show and be like, he's not long for this world.
Not this time, Electra. Not this time. This time it's serious.
This is different.
Yeah. All right, Mike. And now let's get to something that's not so serious. The toe.
Well, I think you're wrong, Casey. I don't know if you know what's happened.
I don't pay attention.
He's going to jail.
Oh, good for him.
Again,
Need some
What, 14 days?
I felt a little bad because I reacted to this live when our bonus show the other day. Craig jumped in with some breaking news and said Steel Toes Aaron Imholt is going to jail for 15 days was his sentencing. Fantastic. And I have to admit I erupted in laughter. Again, I don't root for anything bad to happen to Aaron Imholt. I don't know the guy. I don't care. But it is very funny to me, as I may have said in the moment, like the idea that I could walk out of this room today and someone could say, you did something on your podcast that has you sentenced to 2 weeks in jail. It's so crazy to me. And the part that makes it really nuts is Aaron Imholt's reaction to it. So we're going to watch this guy. We're going to watch this guy who is facing jail time. Yeah, go ahead, Casey. How do you think he reacts to it?
Okay, just what I've seen with this guy, like on this show, I don't watch him. I would guess that he's going to use this opportunity to fix the jail system. I'm going to go in there in 14 days, and I'm going to fix it. Steel Toe's going to fix everything. Everything's
no. Okay. Unfortunately, you haven't been studying the toe enough. What you don't realize is this is actually a massive win.
Okay.
So I'm excited to hear about why this is such a good thing for Aaron Imholt. It's very exciting.
See, I thought he was going to try to turn a win into a loss. He's just saying win.
This is straight up a victory. This is another win for the toe, and I'm very happy for him that he got what he wanted.
Well, can't we just lock him up forever? Just keep him in there.
No one can win that much. No. Well, Dzhokhar Zarniev is the only winner of that sort of a.
What a pull!
Oh no! What am I doing here? This can't be.
I hate him.
Welcome to the show, but what happened? What happened? Everybody who hates the toe was telling me I wasn't going to be here tonight, that I wasn't going to make. What happened? What happened, guys?
By the way, I don't know that anyone was saying that, but when a guy is sentenced to jail for any amount of time, it's not a crazy thought to be like, oh, he probably won't do his show tonight. He probably won't talk about whatever Fox News bullshit Steel Toe just reads headlines of. That's not a crazy thought to be like, oh yeah, he's probably taking the night off from begging for money.
I'm just realizing he's going to do jail time for abuse of women. It doesn't matter how many days in there. They're going to know that. Want to see his papers. Oh, this is going to get great.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I don't think... So he's going to do like 8 days, I guess. The sentencing was 15 days, but he's already done 2 or some I don't know.
So 15 minus 2 is 8. That's how they worked it out.
I didn't really understand that either, but it worked out to be 8 days, whatever that
toe math. That's some toe math.
Oh yeah. You know what? They calculated the goal, and they're like, all right, so we're at 15, which brings us down to 8.
Yeah,
perfect.
You're right. So yeah, it's whatever reason, it's 8 days in jail, which there was talk of him like doing on the weekends. He's gonna be like home during the week. He can do the toe.
Oh, he can get a break from those fucking kids.
And then he clocks into jail for the weekend. Yeah. He weekends in prison, which is exciting.
Shit.
It is like it's not the end of the world. It's not the worst thing that's ever happened to anyone. But to view it as a good thing is what's fascinating about this man, and has us keep continuing to come back.
In your balls. I know. Look.
I'm just breaking your balls,
I know
guys.
you need me. I knew you wouldn't leave me, and here you are. Welcome to the show.
It is true. I get. You know what? That's true. I guess as a show that covers Aaron Imholt, most people probably thought that when he was sentenced to jail, that would be the one day I wouldn't cover him. But you know what? I guess I need him. I guess I do, because even a mundane thing like this, him addressing his prison time. We even cover that, so it does show you how obsessed we are with this man.
I think most people thought he would be going straight to jail, but that's not how these white-collar crimes work.
Right, yeah, I don't even know if most people thought that. But yeah, I guess you do have an image where he would be dragged out in handcuffs. But he's
like
taking the fact that didn't happen as like a win. He's like, see, you fucking idiots, that's not how it happened. It's like, no, but you are still going, right? Like that. I don't get why you're celebrating this.
Look, I know why you're here. And it's not because I'm burping up acid, because I decided that SP and I would have pizza and orange juice for dinner. Why did I combine pizza and orange juice?
Man, you really fly by the seat of your pants. You are a zany... What a shock jock this guy is.
He's already practicing prison food, Mike.
That is a disgusting combination, pizza and orange. Why is it for dinner?
Gross.
A long line of bad decisions got me to pizza and orange juice. Welcome to the show, guys. Look, I'm sorry. If you came here expecting a certain thing, don't get mad at me. I know you guys get mad if
But I'm already so mad. It's not fair you say that. I'm already so pissed off, Aaron. That's not fair.
How do you know I was so angry?
He got me again, and that makes me even more mad. He knows how to push my buttons, this guy.
Positive outlook or a smile on my face, or I correct anything you say. Don't get weird on me.
But I want to get weird because he's always so positive, this motherfucker. I can't stand how positive he is. This guy just keeps winning. Why? Why do you do it to me, Aaron?
Please, because a lot of you got to learn to take it easy a little bit. I try to tell you, but you don't listen. There was a lot of shit. I was having a hard time keeping a straight face this morning because a lot of people.
I should remind people that aren't fully abreast of the situation. Aaron said a few months ago, he said, this is no big deal. It's gonna be a slap on the wrist. They're gonna fine me $50. And we'll close up shop. And the skirt recently, she's got a bit of a lead foot. And we were at a wedding in Rhode Island. Popped for speeding. They got her. We got a letter in the mail. I believe the fine is around $50. If in a couple of months, she came to me and said, Mike, I got to tell you something. Remember that? Remember that speeding ticket? Instead, I'm going to jail for over a week. I would be like, honey, how do you keep winning? What? Boy, everything is coming up you. This is amazing. How do you do it? Oh, man, the luck that you have. It's amazing. You keep dancing through the raindrops.
People were getting
Hey,
a lot.
one day, Aaron, one day you're going to get your come up. You can't be this lucky all the time. It's just not possible for a man to keep winning like this.
You're going to have to take that lucky charm out your ass, boy, and live a normal life. It's not fair to the rest of us.
Wrong. I did have my sentencing hearing today. It went better than I thought it was going to go. I haven't talked
It was great.
A cake.
Oh, I got to see the gang down at the courthouse. Whoa, did we have fun.
The Dabbler was there.
And Tukey was there to report. Oh, it was just a lovely. I would do it every day if I could. It's a shame I got to get back to work with you people, It's unfortunate, but not every day's vacation. I can't go down to the courthouse every day.
I was fist bumping this guy named Schizo. What a day.
And, and I worry. Here's the thing about living like that every day. I'd be worried I wouldn't appreciate it anymore. That's what makes today so fun that it's a rare experience.
Steel Toe and Theo Von need to get together. Steel Toe could fix Theo Von.
Yeah. I'll have to ask Tukey, when they sentenced him, did he stand up and visibly celebrate? Like, did he dance and cheer? Or was it a little more subdued where he just kind of nodded, but had a look of like, yes, accomplishment. Like he had really done something.
There's a quiet fist bump, like an 8-foot putt.
It's got to be exciting for some. And I've never been sentenced to jail, unfortunately, but it really has to be just such a lovely day. Like there's certain experiences in a man's life that are milestones, and that is one of them. The first time you are sentenced to jail.
I think it's a win because he can promote his commissary.
I suppose so. That a lot of people are saying that's going to be the goal for those days. There will be certain targets, things he can buy. You can get him different.
13
meals.
honey buns. Stat.
Yes,
that's the goal. I have 15, so we are 2 honey buns ahead for tomorrow's grapey.
Need some Frito pie. Bitches.
These are Wednesday's breakfasts that you guys have provided.
At all. I've been a very good boy, which was confirmed today. I was appreciative
Don't say
of
that in jail.
No, it is what the judge banged her gavel and said, I deem you a good boy.
Good boy.
Here's a treat. He's
a very good boy.
There was that thing that came out yesterday that the judge agreed was total bullshit, which I'm very happy about. I think it was the last.
Just pause real quick. I'm sorry to keep stopping it, but for the layman, a lot of you people aren't too well versed in like true crime or anything. Total bullshit is a legal term that judges use when they are talking about something. When they're talking about a case that should be thrown out of court, but instead they sentence the guy to jail. It's a nuanced term that they call total bullshit in the criminal justice system.
Last minute thing, because I was being a good boy for the last 3 months, and this was
what the judge said. This man is a good boy. Why are we throwing this total bullshit at him?
Now get to jail.
Kind of a last minute thing by the prosecutor, and I get it. Look, it's her job to do her thing, so I'm not mad at her, but we kind of knew it was bullshit from.
What? Oh, maybe he means the prosecutor. I don't know who her is. I thought he was talking about the judge, because the judge was celebrating Aaron. Mm-hmm. The judge was like, "This is fucking bullshit. I can't believe they're trying this on you, my guy."
Jump Street, so we weren't too worried about it. It was nice that they saw through that in the court.
Yeah, it is nice that they saw through that and convicted you.
Mike, it's a sad day for the haters.
Why?
That's just the title of the next one.
Why? But I was so happy a moment ago with Aaron. I was celebrating with Aaron. Why are you going to make me sad now?
MSO is off somewhere, sniffling and crying.
Poor MSO.
And some people were just apoplectic. Some of the steel toe hate people were just apoplectic. Like their life was going to be ruined if I wasn't like hauled away in cuffs today.
I know, it's sad.
It's
sad.
That's what those texts from you were about, Mike. I was wondering why.
I was so angry. Why isn't he in handcuffs? This man's a danger to society. I hate it so much. How is he free?
I send you so many links to 988. I'm like, calm down, Mike. Calm down.
if you ask my like real opinion on it, I think it's kind of a waste of taxpayer money to have had a trial for it. It doesn't seem like that big a deal at the end of the day. So I don't really give a fuck. I didn't want him in jail. I don't give a but for Aaron to not acknowledge that it's kind of funny that this shock jock is going to jail because he wanted to brag to Gino about the pussy he was getting.
Right.
Like I said with Bill Burr, how do you have no acknowledgement of it? That's what's vexing to me. Is how do you not understand what we're hearing here?
Yeah, and it's crazy. They took it to court for Gino's the only person that saw this picture, right?
And Keanu.
I guess so. Yeah. Like, how is it even revenge?
Yeah, that's like
it's weird.
Two people, like, oh my god.
Yeah, the two worst witnesses you could ever have in life of anything.
That's the thing that Aaron wants to avoid is the idea that like we're reasonable people. Like if you ask my real opinion on it, I'd be like, I think it's a fucking waste of time. I don't think, but like, Aaron needs you to believe that we're all like, this motherfucker, bury him under the jail. We need to get rid of Aaron Imholt. It's like, no, it's funny to laugh at him. I don't know why he's creating this narrative, this mystique around him that we're all so fucking furious.
I could have spoiled it for you this morning, but I figured I was just going to let you wait. I was never getting led away in cuffs today. Like, that was never going to happen. Like, even the judge said today, she laughed at the idea. She was like, I don't even do that.
Oh, Aaron. I'm sorry, what is the context for this again? So you presented to the judge, Patrick Melton thinks I'm going to get dragged away in handcuffs. And the judge goes, oh my goodness. Oh, I mean, that Patrick Melton is a funny man, but he's never been that funny before. Whoa, that is utterly ridiculous. What context is the judge having a ball with you laughing over this?
That for felonies. And so that was kind of the first thing I laughed at. The other thing that you guys were, the minority of you were going off about was like, oh yeah, it's going to be a felony. It's going to be, and I'm like, guys, it's a deal.
Get him! You remember the rally we held for Steel Toe?
Yes, the minority rally.
In prison!
I love how he says the minority of you. Like,
yeah,
he has to give them a certain percentage of the cake, but it's a small percentage.
No, yeah, these people that he's made up, they exist, but it's only a few. But it's enough for me to react to, and
enough to rally around his demise.
Yeah,
at parties, the two of us.
We're successful enough to make money solely on him, but we also have no audience.
Yes, I'm confused.
Like we do the guilty plea and then the felonies dismissed. Like there was a gasp. There was an auto. I heard a few people go,
live footage from the courtroom. No, you're letting him off that easy?
We had the prison suit ready and everything.
I'm a little confused. Did everyone in the courtroom think it was all bullshit that Aaron had to be there? Or were they so excited for him to go to rot in prison that they gasped when they heard it was only 8 days?
Also, the haters gasped, and he heard it audibly, but there's no hate. There's only a few of us. Which is it?
Let me hear the reaction. Can I hear that one more time? So this is the judge saying, guilty, but only 8 days.
Do the guilty plea and then the felonies dismissed. Like there was a gasp. There was an auto. I heard a few people go, oh.
There we go.
When they said, yeah, the felonies dismissed. And we're like, yeah, guys, that's the whole reason.
I canceled my whole summer vacation, Mike, when
I love matter of fact, Aaron, where Aaron turns to the courtroom and says, yeah, guys, that's what we were doing here. Oh, well, then why even have the trial? You know? If this was all open and shut, why even go through the process? You're going through the motions here. You're wasting taxpayer dollars, for God's sake.
And we did this.
Yeah,
like,
gosh. Come
on. I don't understand why people thought that. I don't know what bad advice they were listening to. Then there were a bunch of people, and I'm not going to bust these people's balls.
Yes. Carl whispered into my ear. He's like, I think Steel 2's, he's going to do 45 days in jail. I'm like, are you advising me on this, Carl? He's like, shit, I can't speak anymore on it. But
because I think they were a little more. They were a little closer to where I was thinking. They're like, you're going to go away for you're going to have to serve like 30 days or whatever. And that's what I was thinking. Like, I was going into today going, look.
Well, then why are they idiots?
Also, another group of people that hate you that's obviously small, but you agree with them and it's large.
These morons are like, whoa, you're going to do 30 days in prison. I'm a big fucking retard. And that's exactly what I thought about it as well.
What I
we fucked up on the violation. That's legit. You know,
you got me. This is Walter White going, you got me.
Yeah. You know, the corporation, what do you mean? What is this we shit?
We fucked up, but tow industries, we got taken on the chin on that one. All right, fine. Just give me 30 quick days and I'll be out on the street. No big deal, you know?
I don't think the prosecutor liked the deal that we cut initially. So if they got the violation, they were going to do what they could with it. So I kind of thought it 30. I'll say this about my sentencing hearing. This judge, unbelievably fair. Like, I mean, by the book, like just.
This is some Bill Burr, Saudi Arabia ball licking right here.
This is one of the greatest judges you could ever imagine.
It's unbelievable, like being a judge, how these people can just shut off biases and just do their job. It's
reminder, he's still on supervised release for something for 2 years. Same judge.
Oh, wait. Does Aaron do this every profession? Like does everyone doing their job correctly amaze Aaron? Oh my God! Look at that man. He's getting on the roof with shingles. That's got to be incredibly heavy. How does he do that? Aaron just admires anyone who's doing their job correctly.
My Jersey Mike sub came with a bottom and a top bread.
Oh my God, you put all your biases aside. You made me a sandwich with the correct amount of ingredients. This is beautiful.
One of the rarest jobs in the world. I really do think defense lawyers are heroes because I do believe
one of the rarest. Hold on. One of the rarest jobs in the world is a puzzling sentence to me. One of the rarest jobs in the world. How is it a rare job if there are a lot? It doesn't make any. I don't want to dissect it too much, but as a sentence, that didn't make a lot of sense to me. But all right, let's hear about these hero lawyers.
I know there's 9 of them on the big court. That's a lot, Mike. That is a lot of judges.
Yeah, I suppose, but I admire them.
Just do their job. It's one of the rarest jobs in the world. I really do think defense lawyers are heroes because I do believe, in going through the system, I do believe that it's not designed for innocent until proven guilty. It's designed to break human beings. I think it really is designed to break human beings. I think there's an assumption
overall,
of guilt
this was a
from the
good news
beginning.
day. I'm part of a system that's designed to break human beings. I'm going into a cage for 8 days, and this has been a lovely afternoon.
W. It's a W.
Yes.
In our system in general, that's kind of how I feel going through it. But like the one thing I'm impressed with is defense attorneys. They're incredible people. They really are like the last vanguard against violent violations of the Constitution. The other thing is judges, man. And I don't know, maybe there's some bad ones out there. I have no idea. But the way they're able to just see through.
You know how I know there are bad ones? Because they're human beings. Some are good, some are bad, and most are in the middle. Aaron's coming to this conclusion about humanity where he's like, you know, I think there are judges that are good at their jobs. Now, hold on. Conversely, now that I've come to this conclusion, I'm enlightened. I guess there also have to be some that are bad at their jobs. Otherwise, these good ones wouldn't even really be good at their jobs if everyone did it exactly the same. So, oh my God, are there bad judges too? Can't be.
Cut through bullshit and just deliver. I thought I was so impressed by that. So,
very impressed.
I like when Aaron's impressed.
Mm-hmm. Good deal is the next one here.
This was a great deal. This is one of the best fucking deals you ever see. This is gonna knock your fucking socks off what they did for this guy.
Oh, please give me some toe math in this.
He didn't really do anything, as we pointed. Like, he sent a picture to one guy that no one else has seen of an exposed nipple, according to the court transcripts. And Aaron's like, this is a tremendous deal. If I could only do 8 days in prison for this, I'd do it once a year.
It's like my Hanukkah. 8 days a year, we do jail.
Yeah, Aaron thinks this is such a good deal that it should be like a tradition every year. He's like, I'll go back and do 8 days. That's how easy I got off.
My 8 crazy days a year. For a nipple.
Now, I understand not a lot of people go through the system, so I'm not going to get mad at you for getting shit wrong. It's okay. And I know you hate me.
I'm sorry, was that ever on the table?
I did not hear it.
If I talked about this case and got something wrong, was Aaron going to be mad at me? I didn't realize that I was under that threat.
People go through the system, so I'm not going to get mad at you for getting shit wrong. It's okay. And I know you hate me, so you want it to be as bad as possible.
I really do.
It's like he knows us. He's talking directly to us.
You can't imagine how disappointed I am because I thought he was going to do life. And I actually thought I was going to have a moral struggle because I don't believe in the death penalty. I think they get that wrong a lot, but I also kind of was championing it for Aaron. I was like, this guy deserves to fry. Put him in the chair.
I was hoping they send him down to one of them Venezuelan jails.
Yeah. I thought minimum 20 years. It turned out it was 8 days, and I'm disappointed. I'm mad, I would say.
Agreed.
When the sentence is 15 and you have 2 days served, I got credit for 2 days served.
Math.
You serve 10 of the 15. So sometimes you hear about people who get like 4 years in jail.
And if we can do 5 by the 8 o'clock hour, that's going to put us right where we need to be.
How do time zones work in this? He is going to annoy the shit out of his jailers with this goal talk. Can I get out early? Because technically it was Friday in Hawaii. No.
They get 4 years, they're out in 2. Like, oh, how the hell does that happen? Well, I'll get 15 sentenced.
How the hell does that happen? Look, everyone's so confused in Aaron's world. How the hell does that happen?
Serve 10, time served for 2. So it's going to be 8 days, which, look, I mean, if you just do it by the math, the state of Minnesota wanted 45 days. We wanted 0. We got 8. You can't.
It's like Seinfeld, the episode in Seinfeld where he's trying to tell Elaine that they're not going to be at his parents that much longer, and he's like, "It's 4 days. Today's almost over. It's really 3 days." He's trying to tell you why 8 days is actually it's like 0 days basically.
He's trying to tell us he was closer to the Showcase Showdown without going over.
Look a gift horse in the mouth, and this is what I mean by I thought the judge just did a fantastic job. Just did their job, called it right down the middle. Basically, what the judge said was, I'm going to honor the deal. You plead guilty to this. I'll dismiss the felony. Cool. Awesome. But
it is cool.
Because you had that violation, here's basically a week of time.
I got it. Aaron, my hands are tied. I love you. I think you're a great guy. This is just how judges talk. We talk about our favorites in the case. And Aaron, you're my favorite. So I love you. I love you so much. We just got to give you 8 days. Don't break my balls for giving you 8 days. Is that all right, Aaron?
At the beginning of this, he's like, those prosecutors, they try to get me with that, like, a violation. Not going to happen. And at the end here, he goes, I got the jail time because of the violation. By the way.
Not on my watch.
Yeah, that was funny. Get over it is the next segment.
Yeah, guys, enough. Just like, get over. This is... If you think this is a loss for the toe, you got another fucking thing coming. So lick your wounds and move on.
As you said that, I had a vision of Prison Mike from The Office, but with Aaron's face. Prison Aaron.
I'm sure that's been made. Yeah,
that's gonna be amazing.
It's over. It's done with. It's full speed ahead. I'm so happy that this is finally
Can I say
over.
It's not over? You have to go to jail now. Again, I'm not trying to make it seem like it's the worst thing that's ever happened to anyone. But if I had 8 days of jail ahead of me, I wouldn't be like, whew, finally I can breathe a little.
It's all over.
Yeah. I'm so glad it's over now.
It won't be over until, the stitches are out of the asshole, Aaron. And then you heal up.
I think I said this on WATS the other night, but Aaron's treating this like he's going to be Jeffrey Tambor in Arrested Development, where he's like, he's having the time of his life.
Over. and we can put it all behind us. And hopefully you can. If you can't put it, like if I can put it behind me, and you watching this, you can't put it behind you as just a viewer, you really do need to have your brain checked for some parasocial problems because
I'll think about that. I'll work on it. Why can't I just put it behind me? I don't know. I haven't talked about it yet. It's not that big a deal in my life. It's not looming over me, but I wanted to talk about it today.
You know, I became the shot caller in 3 days. That's what he's going to say. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
I don't care.
Son of a bitch. He's going to better rot in that prison. Aaron's like, it's already behind me. I haven't done it yet, but it's already behind me.
If you get over it, but if you can't get over it, I need it to get through your head somehow. It's a you problem, not a me problem.
No, it's a you. You're the jerk, Aaron. Why do you have to go to jail and make that look so cool? And then I have to talk about it and pretend it's lame. Why do you do that to me, Aaron? It's not fair.
Aaron, here's an idea. Get yourself some HIV. Then no one's going to touch you in there. That's my suggestion.
Jesus.
I don't know what. You should be thrilled. Like, you should be if you hate my guts, you should be thrilled. If you're thinking 8 days is bad, like 8 days is crazy for this whole thing. Like, it's wild. It really is. It's mind-boggling.
Great. I was hoping. In fact, they presented the idea of 7 days to me, and I was like, come on, give me 8. I'm not going to want to leave after 7. Make it over a week. Because I'm going to want to stay in there that extra day, say goodbye to everybody, really enjoy. You know, like, please give me 8. They said, what about 4?
Make it weekends only. Weekends
they said,
only
what about? Yeah, you know, the time where I see my kids. The only time I have custody of my children, I'd rather be in jail for those days.
Now, I don't got to pay child support because I don't have those kids those days, right? Right?
They said to me, Aaron, what if we cut it in half? We make it 4 days. And I said, I need 8 days. 4 days isn't enough. It's like when you travel to Europe, where you're like, we got to do a week. It feels like forever flying there. You know, you got to get adjusted to the time zone. You can't see. That's exactly right, Casey. You can't do jail in a week.
No.
you gotta do a little extra.
You don't even get a movie night if you're there 8 days. Come on.
Yeah. When my friends tell me they took a long weekend in jail, I'm like, buddy, you've seen absolutely nothing. You have not done jail. You stay for a week, take in the sights, get to know the people. That's jail, baby.
That's only like carving 3 shanks. That is not even. That's not. No.
But you should be very thrilled about it. I don't understand why you wouldn't be. So the state wants 45.
We
get 8. We wanted 0. We get 8.
I just can't. I don't have time to be thrilled. I'm so pissed off that you only got 8 days.
He's happy. Everybody's happy. I think the judge did perfect job. They said, look, you'd be getting your way, but you got the 1 violation. Boom. There you go.
They say, look, Aaron, we love you. You're a role model of ours. We love the toe. We give every morning. We give on PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. We love you so much. You got this one little violation, and I've run it up. The mayor is breathing down my neck on this one. There's nothing I can do. They need to get you on that violation. If I had it my way, we'd be breaking bread this afternoon. But brother, you gotta let me slide on this violation. I love you so much. I hate to do it to you, Aaron. I'm sorry.
How do we super chat to keep the toe in jail? Aaron might agree to that. Think about it. He's like,
I'll stay, guys. If we hit our goal today, I'll stay another day. And if we get ahead to tomorrow's goal, I'll stay till Friday.
Looks like you guys have been very generous. I'm in here for a year. God damn it. That would be a donation I could give to.
So that's where we're at now. And, you know, I got to tell you, it feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. And again, it wouldn't be nothing if I didn't do something stupid.
He hasn't served the sentence yet. He's like, there's an incredible weight that's been lifted off my shoulders.
You know he's pissing his pants.
Yeah. And there's a tiny weight.
I would think so. Like, again, he's not going to the prison in Oz. You know, like I'm sure it'll be fine, but there's no situation you could tell me that I'd be like, oh yes, 8 days. Hooray!
And if it's a week in jail, couldn't like Patrick Melton fly up there and like, get himself arrested and get thrown in the same cage for the weekend? That would be
I don't know if it works like that. Yeah.
Mike could do that even.
That would be
Let's
fun.
all go up there.
Stupid. You pay a price for it. You move on with your life. And again, if this is going to trigger you, if this reaction is going to upset you, again, I'm sorry. I can't be what you need me to be. I just have to be authentic. So
the idea of someone getting triggered where Aaron's like, hey, it's only 8 days in prison. It's a good thing. And that triggering someone to go, this motherfucker. He gets me every time. This guy really gets my goat. I hate him so much. I can't imagine what a fantasy world you'd have to live in to believe that's happening.
This guy's life is just too good. It makes me angry.
How does someone have it all like that?
2 ex-wives, kids that hate him, and going to jail. He has it all. This next one's called Gino.
Okay, so part of his the speech that he gave, he stood up and had his courtroom moment, and he told those gaspers, he said, "I denounce Gino Bisconti." So he's proven himself not only as a great man but a great friend, and that's what he did in the courtroom this week.
I did say today that I am out of the Gino Bisconti business. That is 1,000% accurate. Look, man, the dude's reckless. What can I say? Gino Bisconti's a reckless guy. And you can't have reckless people like that in your...
the guy I sent the picture of a naked married lady to, reckless. Just totally reckless.
But also then the guy that I paid $3,000 or whatever he said it was to come and do his anniversary show 2 months ago, while this case was going on, and now Aaron's like, nah, he's a reckless fucking guy. It's like, no, I really think, and I don't know dick about any of this legal mumbo jumbo, but it seems like from what I've heard, and maybe I'm listening to the wrong people, but it seems like the victory laps Aaron was taking on all this and dumping on the Riquedas and having Gino and Keanu there, it seemed like that played a much bigger factor than Aaron is giving it credit for. So I'm not even sure. Gino's a fucking moron. He's broken. He's snapped. He still rants about COVID and stuff. He's an insane guy.
Yeah,
that's not who the focus is on here. I think it's that Aaron propped Gino up as a massive part of his life while all this was going on. And yet he has the gall to be like, yeah, and it was all Gino's fault, by God. It's Gino's fault entirely.
Well, he said before that the violation got him the jail time. The violation was from having Gino and Keanu host the Toe Show. It's your fault. You asked them to host.
They didn't break in to Steel Toe Studios.
Quick, press the start button. He's not yelling. He won't hear us. No, it didn't happen.
Orbit when you got crazy shit going on. I really do feel like the weight of the world, there were so many different factions and thousands of people trying to shove you down into this box, into this grave, and you popped out of it and you made it.
You really did.
And
it's amazing.
Wow.
What an underdog.
It's over with now. But after you went.
It's over with. All done. All done.
Now I'm off to jail.
All done. See you guys in 2 weeks.
I always say we won the war. Now, after you win the war, that doesn't mean you just gloat and you go, "Oh, we won the war," blah, blah, whatever. These people are dumb. These viewers.
Does Aaron? What do we think here? I'm curious what the chat thinks as well. This will be tough because I assume, doing weekends in jail or something. I don't know if that's been worked out yet or not. I don't know how he's serving his sentence. Does Aaron come out of this jail experience? Jail was a breeze. It was easy. I could do it standing on my head. Does he learn a lot in jail, or is he now? He ran the place.
No, yep.
He had these people eating out of his palm. Which one is? I'm curious.
Or does he find Jesus?
Well, he found Jesus already.
Yeah,
that was already part of this. So this
did.
guy that's talking about all the fucking losers that are seething about him. That's a man of God. That's a man who has found Christ.
And that's what I'm calling. I'm calling he's going to come out and be like social justice. We need to reform jails. I've seen the light. He's going to come out
seen the
like
inside,
that.
yeah. He's Chili DeCastro. Yeah.
You know, troll people, they're dumb. You can talk that kind of shit all day long. But you also have to look inside your own camp, and you got to say, all right, who's with me and who's for themselves? And I did say in court today, I said I will never again work with Gino Bisconti publicly or professionally. And that is 1,000% true.
It's amazing the content didn't inspire that move. It's amazing that Aaron thought he was like good on podcasts, but just in real life, he was too reckless to be around. Like, Gino is a terrible podcast. Why you would want him on your podcast or comedy show is beyond me. I don't understand it even a little bit. But this was the line where Aaron's like, listen, the guy is great. The man's terrific. Have you ever heard him talk about the lockdowns 5 years after they happened? It's unbelievable.
You know this. I've said I can't work with you. I'm sorry. You're reckless. He says
I have to turn my back on you.
Yes.
Laughing about the disavow. No, I disavow the shit he says. I think he says wild, crazy, offensive shit. And I don't think he should. I think it's bad for him, quite frankly. But
Gino, you available September 14th? The host Steel Toe again? With your bad, awful
There's a different sort of monster waiting for you now.
Oh no.
When I said that I found, Gino's words about different things disgusting and everything, I do. I find them really, really gross. And I think for his own mental health, he should stop.
Where was that like 2 months ago at the comedy show when he was bashing Kayla Rokeda and you were making out with your fans or whatever the fuck was happening at that horrible event?
Signing 4-digit checks apparently over to him at an event.
It's big.
God damn.
Big money.
Jesus.
I think
that's the real crime here is that $3,000 was paid to Gino Bisconti for any sort of entertaining purposes, please.
Yes. Yeah, Gino Bisconti. Aaron is worse than what the Riyadh Comedy Festival did to Bill Burr. It's much worse.
Judge heard that and she's like, 8 days. How dare you?
Aaron, I love you, but I got to do this. I love the relationship between him and the judge. I love how much the judge loves and respects him.
It should be a TV show. Aaron and the judge. Oh, Aaron, you're a silly boy. And then he puts his arms up. I know.
Saying, you fuck around in that Dabbleverse, it eats at your soul, blah, blah, blah. And I think he's right. I agree with him. I think all these people have their souls have rotted out. Yours included if you're into that. No offense.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah. Not you. Somehow Aaron is in the Dabbleverse, but has avoided that. Somehow Aaron talks about the Dabbleverse every day, and all those channels clip him and all that. Yet Aaron has avoided it. His soul is not rotted out. He's the only one that will be sitting in a jail cell, but at least he's still got his soul intact, and that makes him a better person than all of us.
He realizes that he's so neck deep in it, he can't pull it himself out, and I think it's rotted his soul.
Yeah, I don't disagree with him about Gino, but I think Aaron maybe should look inward at all of this.
Mike, no goal is really the sad thing here. It's really the thing we're missing.
This is disappointing because what gets me off is feeding the goal. I need it. But it seems like this guy just keeps winning, quite frankly.
If you ask me. So I got to say thank you to a bunch of people.
You're welcome.
We had some people throwing money at the toe, not only this morning, but throughout the day. It was wonderful. Thank you to the person who wants to stay anonymous who threw $100 at the PayPal. I appreciate that. Wow. So no goal tonight, no goal this morning, no goal tomorrow morning, and I think like $90 away from tomorrow evening. So anything you got?
Mike, I'm confused. Are those 8 days? Like, he's going to count those days as goal days, even though he's not going to be there, right? So,
unless he doesn't do his show on the weekends. So
I'm saying we need to get 8 days ahead. He's going to do a thing where we need to get 8 days ahead before
he
I go
has.
away.
So here's the thing.
Oh, no, are you kidding?
He's a week ahead now. This week's goals have been paid for. A little suspicious. because maybe that's Aaron preparing to do a week in jail. And he's like, good news, everyone already paid for the goal.
That is
like, it's a little odd, but I've always, it's crazy if that's what's happening. But I've always wondered, like, who is this audience that, like, on certain days doesn't support him, and like they're just there to fuck with him, and then other days they're like, Aaron, we're so sorry, this injustice has happened to you. Here's money for the next week of goals. It's a little confusing. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist with this stuff, but it is odd that the amount of days he will eventually be gone has already been paid for. That's unusual.
Yes. Steel toe fans and snipes. Two things that don't exist. They
It's
just
like,
they
what
don't
do you
exist.
know? 1, 2, 3. Oh, you've already paid for the next 8 days of goals. Great. Thanks guys.
Yeah. And it's exactly 8, so he could get out and then not have 1 day off. Not give you 1 day of peace. He's like, right back to it.
Guys, throw in goes to what is it? Goes to tomorrow night, which is
fishy
Wednesday.
Yes, throughout this episode, it gets to all of this week was cooked. What's happening?
No, it's just the end of the clip.
Oh, good. It's a very important ending.
It lets you know. It's an audio cue.
We're done. So, I mean, it's sad. Aaron's going to be away from us for some amount of time. We'll see what he learns. We'll see when the goal comes back. It's all very interesting. But Aaron just saying, like, it's a win. Even the judge said it was fucking bullshit. I have a hard time picturing that. But they are heroes, those judges. So
I think the judge just didn't lecture him, and so he sees that as a win.
It is. Well, it's all a masterful win. So credit to Aaron, and congratulations on your big vacation coming up. It's very exciting.
I think he's looking at that judge as the next slam piece. He's already lining her up.
Maybe.
All right, we got some...
Hey, super chats.
Flatbush Tommy, more like steel bars. Am I right, folks?
It's true. That's true, but those are actually nice decorations. Once you're inside, those feel very cozy. So that's good news.
Yes. Keep you warm.
Yeah.
And Merch Mouse 199, love to have Electra back. Great choking. Too sweet, Merch Mouse.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Flatbush Tommy, $2. He called it a tie the other day. Tie for the toe.
It was a tie.
A tie? Oh, that's right. No, he did. Yeah. He's like, this is a draw. I'm not going to call it a win, but it is a draw. Like, imagine you're at a net neutral facing any amount of days in jail.
And all the money that he's out with spending on his lawyers. Yeah.
I was when I was 16, I was arrested for fighting my friend at the East Long Meadow Carnival. It's crazy. And I was in a holding cell for an hour. In hindsight, that's not really that big a deal. But I don't remember my parents going, how is everything coming up, Mike, at every turn? What a tremendous boy we've raised. I don't remember them thinking of it as a good thing. So I'm curious how 8 days is so positive, but good for Aaron.
I got arrested and was in jail for saving the trees, Mike.
They arrest you for that now.
This was in the 90s, so yeah, they did
some
back
hippie
then.
Okay, we hated trees back then.
Yeah.
She stood in a tree and like, don't cut it down.
Flatbush Tommy, $2. Hope Aaron pulls a Brooks when he gets out.
I don't hope that. I don't know. I hope Aaron lives a long life and hits many more goals. That's my dream.
And Hidden Hand Media, $5. Cheers to seeing more than most people with 2020.
That's
nice
very kind of you.
compliment.
Thank you, buddy. That's very
We're going to
nice.
steal that for the intro. Thank you.
Yeah. Associate producer Ralph, Tukey said he started a hype train at sentencing.
I imagine so. There's a conga line going around. It was a big celebration.
All right, a few more here, Mike.
Thank you.
And Flatbush Tommy, will he be allowed conjugal visits with Slam Piece?
I imagine so. I mean, it already sounds like such a fucking party that I can't imagine they're not going to let him fuck in there, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Judge might be in there. Judge hangs out in there sometimes.
But they might
Judge
think
might
like
fuck him in there.
They might think like you can't have everything, you know? It's already such a lovely time you're going to have in here. We can't give you everything, you know?
One sacrifice. No ice cream.
Yeah.
Colostomy Stephen Cunt says for $9.99, the Beggy Monster is morally repulsed by his weird cousin, the Craigie Monster.
This guy. I got nothing. Fuck. I just wanted to do the voice. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Dave Lizard says, the gasp happened when the judge read a stayed 360-day sentence, which he will get when he violates his 2 years of probation.
That's what I'm waiting for.
I wonder what.
He'll violate.
So, what are those violations? You can't talk about Kayla Ricada?
Probably.
Whatever they are, chat's
gonna
going to be
violate
fun.
them.
That's all chat's going to talk about. Can't wait.
That will be interesting. And also, he's a guy that can't help himself.
He cannot.
You know, like there's going to be a time he's going to need to hit the goal or whatever, and he will indulge this evil in him. So it will be interesting to watch. But
He also thinks he's smarter than the room, so he's going to be like, "Oh, I figured out a way to talk about it."
right. Here's how I work around it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's all on video, and it's not a workaround. Chris Primer, $5. Aaron is a boxer and a man of God. He should have no fear in jail or of jail.
That's true. He's a fighter, and God is protecting him. That's a good point.
Principled uncertainty. He might defeat Satan. Eternity? We'll take 400 million trillion quadrillion of that. I don't know what that number is. Sorry.
That's just a very long number.
You know, it's a good point that if Saudi Arabia really wants to change things, they should have brought Aaron over there to talk some sense into people. You know, and I think that would have then we all would have said, you know what? What are these? What is the Sharia law? You know, let's take down those burqas, ladies. Aaron has healed us.
Let's rethink this Sharia law.
Yeah, yeah.
The irony when they cut off his feet, steel toe. Hey, we have a membership chat here as well.
Thank you.
Brando celebrates 3 months of membership. Great show today, Mikey G. But I may never forgive you for for getting me hooked on the toe. What are your thoughts on my supposed miserable girlfriend at Saco?
She seemed lovely when I talked to her. I did not have the same experience. I will say she definitely was not mad that she was at the show. You can tell she was somewhat of a fan because Brando's girlfriend went up to me and goes, I don't like what Menners is saying about me. And I was like, okay, well, you might be in this too deep, but I love Brando.
Right on.
What's a Menners?
Exactly.
You ready for some Opsta? These people.
I'm always ready for the Opster, and he is. I'm obsessed with this Adam Carolla Jimmy Kimmel thing now. So we talked about this. Cumia mentioned. Shout out to Anthony Cumia, big fan of the show, and likewise Anthony. But Anthony talked about our breakdown of Opie telling this story about how he met Jimmy Kimmel. He was on set at Jimmy Kimmel Live, and Jimmy Kimmel, as a loyal Howard Stern guy, went up to him and goes, "What are you doing here?" Just pissed that Opie was even dared show his face in Jimmy Kimmel's presence. And then we played a clip from many years ago of Opie telling this story about Adam Carolla when his agent brought him to the set of Love Lines with Dr. Drew. And Adam Carolla, as a loyal Howard Stern guy, went up to Opie and said, "What are you doing here?" And I thought, boy, that's odd that both hosts of the Man Show had the exact same interaction. I am now obsessed with this, and I need Opie to realize that he's telling the same story. Like, this is a weird gymnastics that he's doing. I don't know the best way to go about it. So this guy, Rick, messaged me on Instagram, and he tried. He tried his best. Because a few days after Opie told that Jimmy Kimmel story, Rick goes, "Hey, can you tell the Carolla story?" And Opie, without flinching, tells the exact same story about Adam Carolla that he told about Jimmy Kimmel. This is nuts.
Was it Kimmel or Carolla your West Coast story? Was it Kimmel or Carolla your West Coast story?
So this man is at what he's asking is, hey, that story you told about Kimmel, are you sure? Is it him or Carolla? And Opie doesn't pick up on this at all. He just launches into the same story.
From New York. Oh my God, going for the old stuff right away. Well, hold on. I gotta get Ron the waiter on right away. He's a big star. Ron can't wait. He's a big star now.
That's true.
Hi, Ron.
What's going on?
Well, I gotta quickly tell my Adam Carolla story for the 100th time.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so he sets it up with Ron the waiter. They have some magic chemistry. I apologize for skipping ahead and not hearing what Ron has to say about this. But let's have Opie tell you about his incident with Adam Carolla. And I gotta say, his story is the same as it was 20 years ago.
And he brought me to a taping of, I think it was Love Lines with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew, because my agent also represented either both those guys or one of those guys. And
was that on MTV?
Who?
Was that show on MTV?
Who gives a fuck?
I mean, it was nationally syndicated.
Who gives a fuck? Why is that? First of all, Opie doesn't know what he's talking about. Yes, it was on MTV. And, but Ron, was that on MTV? Wait till the story's over, Ron. You nuisance. Who gives a shit? I just want to hear Opie contradict himself.
Version on the MTV, but so I sat.
Yeah, there was a version on MTV.
This room, and in front of me, you could see the studio, and you could see Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew doing their Love Lines, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wouldn't mind meeting those guys, considering you represent those guys as well as me. And then there was a break in the action, and Adam Carolla famously looked at me. These were the only words he ever uttered towards me. He said, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I've heard that story before.
I remember the story. And by the way, Opie goes into, he's like, Adam Carolla was on my show later, and he goes, I forget how we squashed the beef. I went back and listened. Adam Carolla was on, I believe, March of 2015. If you're looking for the episode of Opie and Jim Norton, Jim Florentine and Dan Soder were also on the episode. It's about 2 hours in. And this is how the beef was squashed. Opie doesn't mention it. It never comes up. So Opie's like, oh yeah, I confronted him on it years later. Like that, it just never happened. Probably because Opie knows it was an insane, made-up story. But I question that because we have the Kimmel clip from later in the show, right?
Yes, we did.
So someone's like, no, but you told the same story. But they're trying to get my message across to him. Thank you, folks, for whoever is trying to get that. Get him to tell both Kimmel and Carolla stories back to back and see if he realizes the similarities, because it's crazy. Because this is someone bringing up Kimmel's name again later in the show and going, no, but remember you said about Jimmy Kimmel, and this is Opie's recollection of it.
Towards me. He said, "What are you doing here?"
Really?
Yeah, he did. And then he went outside, I believe, to have a smoke during a commercial break.
Oh, this is him still talking about Carolla. Let me hear the Kimmel.
Yes, here it is.
So I felt like I had to defend Kimmel, but I'm not a fan of the guy. I saw it was good, and then I went right back to not watching. But
you know what? We should go to one of the shows in Brooklyn and roast them like the way you used to do back in the day.
Another guy said to me the last time I ever saw him, "What are you doing here?"
Wait, that's not he just.
Have you ever met Jimmy Kimmel?
What?
Yeah. Yes, Ron, he has. He just told you a story of meeting him. You jackass. Yeah, so Opie in Opie's mind, he goes, oh yeah, that's another guy that went up to me and goes, what are you doing? And he even does the Adam Carolla voice.
It's the same voice.
What are you doing here? In his mind, and somehow this isn't crazy to him, both hosts of The Man Show, who are linked together forever, public friends, totally separately, on the sets of their own shows that you were brought to by your agent, they each went up to you and out of loyalty to Howard Stern went, what are you doing here? It's crazy. He doesn't see that it has to be one or the other. He's mixed the two up or it never happened. So, there's something there. Now I am obsessed with it.
Next one up is beefs. He's got some beefs.
Oh, this man has plenty of beefs. And he's talking about all the people that have betrayed him over the years. And Opie reflects on that. And we've seen a lot of guys do some reflecting and soul searching. Well, add Opie to the list because he looks at all the people that have abandoned him and he has some really profound thoughts on it.
Wait a minute. I guess you have a beef with a lot of people. You have a beef with this guy too?
I guess.
No, but like, why did he like?
Why
did he blow you off?
I'm starting to learn that I get under people's skin very easily.
So what did you do to Adam Carolla for him to treat you like that?
Oh, absolutely nothing.
Oh,
No,
Hold on, that's a great. So absolutely nothing would imply that maybe you've never even interacted before. So Adam Carolla, based on nothing, went up to you and went, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" You don't ever once think, like, why did he do that? It was just absolutely nothing. It's just pure, they're evil, and Opie did nothing wrong. And boy, is that a lovely way to go through life. As someone who is incredibly self-conscious and goes over the excruciating minutia of every interaction I've had and thinks, oh, did this person like me? Were they pretending to be nice to me? Whatever. As someone who thinks about that stuff, it must be so blissful to not have 1 ounce of that and just never think, what did I do wrong in this situation? It is beautiful that Opie lives that way. I admire it.
Nothing. I have no problems with Adam Carolla. I don't even know the guy. I literally don't know the guy. So that's, he might have been having a bad day. Maybe he had other things he was thinking about. I have no idea. He probably has his version of that. Oh, I did tell him to his face. He did come on the show once, I think.
Didn't happen.
We kind of had a good laugh about it. It was a nothing burger in the end.
All right.
It didn't happen. Yeah. I mean, unless it happened off air, this just didn't happen. I listened to the entire interview. And Adam Carolla comes on. He starts promoting his book. They're telling stories about Soder's mom for a while. Like, it just didn't happen that Opie confronted him on this. I wonder if there is like a touch of some mental disorder with Opie that because it seems like he believes these things. It doesn't seem like a lot. Like, a lot of these guys are liars. Like, I think Stuttering John is deliberately lying about certain things. Same with Aaron Imholt. Opie, it feels different. It feels like he believes what he's saying, which is crazy.
I think you're right.
He did come on after that, and I was able to talk to him about it. I don't remember what his reasoning was at the time. So
he didn't give
just a weird thing to say to somebody that you don't know. What are you doing here?
Well, radio guys in general, very jealous of other radio.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, well, that is true, Opie. And perhaps your jealousy of Howard Stern made you believe that everyone that had ever been on that show was out to get you, like Kimmel and Carolla.
All right, now I guess Theo talks about.
Oh, yeah, so we talked about Theo already. He was in the news, obviously, this week. And Theo's one of these guys that has abandoned the Opster. But Opie had a relationship with Theo. And much like Brendan Schaub, Opie rushes as fast as he can to involve himself in this controversy that he literally knows nothing about.
But Theo Von also was basically saying that he has suicidal thoughts.
No.
There's another thing where he's on stage and he's talking about this.
Yes, he denied it. He gave a pretty logical explanation of what was going on.
Opie's like, yep, this guy, he's about to off himself. He's a little cuckoo, and, I think he's a goner, quite frankly.
988, people, if you're having any issues out there.
Mm-hmm.
And the audience doesn't know if he's being facetious or not. Like, hey, is this guy
actually... he's being as real as it gets, man.
Yeah.
I know Theo Von enough to know if he was talking about that in public, he might have knew that the whole Netflix thing was just a disaster. And then you start reaching for shit because you still feel like you got to entertain the people in front of you. So I bet you he was like, oh, fuck, this is going really bad. And I do have suicide. So maybe I'll bring it up here.
I have suicide.
I have suicide.
I have suicide. I do too, Ope. It's just so funny to me, like when a channel like, say, Podcast Cringe, who speculates on a lot of these guys, or me, or whoever, like when people like us speculate rampantly, I don't think you should necessarily do that. But like when people do it, so what? It's not they don't really know, but they're just guessing. They're putting themselves in that position, whatever. Opie knows Theo Von. Brendan Schaub knows Theo Von. It must be so shitty for Theo to be in a position where these people that know him are like, oh, let me speak for Theo. And it's just something that's so far off of how Theo would have represented the situation. It is very funny.
Well, we can't trust Opster, but now he's going to get in a fight with Artie Lange. What the fuck?
This was weird. So this Ron the waiter is just a useless co-host. And for some reason they talk about like serious issues together. But you can tell Ron like thinks of Opie as a celebrity and wants insight into the world that Opie once lived in. And so he asks him about so Artie Lange's name comes up here, and Opie gives like kind of a weird answer to this. Casey, let me first say this.
Yeah.
How do you know Artie Lange, Casey?
I know him primarily only from the Stern Show. I
Oh,
knew he was
that's
on Mad
odd.
TV before that, but yeah.
That's really weird. You don't know him just because he was on with Opie?
He was on with Opie?
Boy, that's strange. You're in the minority because Opie's going to tell us the reason we all know Artie Lange here. It was really interesting to me.
Stop it. He doesn't say it.
I want to say this first.
Sure.
You had a relationship with Artie Lange? Like he used to do your show?
Sure.
What do you mean sure? Like are you friendly with him still? Like
no, but there's no issues with Artie Lange, but he's another guy. Dude, what happened to me is simple. I sat in a seat that wielded a lot of power. You came on Opie and Anthony, you were selling out places. I know it's hard to believe as I do a show now from my windowsill, but we had a lot of power. We made a lot of comedians and they made a lot of money. And I just assumed that
I just
some
want
of
to be
these
very
guys
clear
would
here. The question was, do you still have a relationship with Artie Lange? Opie said no, and here's why, and launched into this rant. I can't imagine he's taking credit for Artie Lange's career. I think he was on with Opie and Jim once, maybe, after Anthony got fired. I remember he was in that studio. I know he was on with Jim and Sam, but I think he might have been in with Opie at least once. The idea that Opie is saying that he did a lot for Artie Lange and Artie forgot who he was, which, by the way, is so insane because Artie's not doing anything right now. He's basically in hiding. Mm-hmm. This is such a weird answer to the question, do you have a relationship with Artie Lange? Go back a little bit because I want to hear Opie dig himself deeper into this hole where he's taking credit for Artie's career.
I sat in a seat that wielded a lot of power. You came on Opie and Anthony, you were selling out places. I know it's hard to believe as I do a show now from my windowsill, but we had a lot of power. We made a lot of comedians and they made a lot of money. And I just assumed that some of these guys would have remembered that when I had the big drop-a-roo in my career. And I thought, some of these guys will probably remember that they were nobodies and they became regulars on our show and became no joke millionaires.
Artie did not go on Opie and Anthony ever. He couldn't. He was working at the same time. I don't know what he's doing. The question was, do you have a relationship with Artie Lange? And Opie goes, he's another one of these guys. I had a big seat and and now I don't. And they all forgot that they were once loyal to me and that I gave them a career. He's saying that about Artie Lange. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. The only connection that Artie has to Opie is they got in a fight in the hallway once. I remember Opie coming back and going like, oh, me and Artie just got into it. There was like a big fight in the hallway. And Opie yelled and screamed at Artie, and they each talked about it on their respective shows. Then Artie did Opie and Jim, like I said, I think once. And then Artie co-hosted a show with Anthony briefly. That's like their connection. Opie did not give Artie a career in any way. Like, it doesn't make any sense that he's going on this rant. This is really crazy. The question was, do you have a relationship with Artie Lange? And he's like, he's another one of these guys that don't thank me for having a career.
Mike, I'm going to give you a quote. I've got this thing, and it's fucking golden, and I'm not just going to give it up for fucking nothing. Was that Opie or disgraced Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich? Because that was Blagojevich, but it sounds like Opie.
What the fuck was that?
He says, didn't you hear what he said? I have this thing. It's real valuable.
Yes. I did.
He's the unentertaining thing on the show.
The way you said that, it wasn't a perfect setup. So it confused me a little. But go back.
Nerdy.
Maybe I'll hear his Blagojevich quote. Who could forget that Rob Blagojevich quote?
Yeah.
I remember that when I had the big drop-a-roo in my career, and I thought, some of these guys will probably remember that they were nobodies, and they became regulars on our show and became no joke millionaires. And the problem is, as soon as you lose that big seat, and I'm a dumb guy because I had no idea. When you lose that big seat, they all go bye-bye, Ron. They all go bye-bye.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
They go bye-bye. They go start shows with Anthony. I think that's what
he thinks Artie Lange owes him something. I don't know what the fuck that was. That was like really crazy. Like where you're like, oh, I think Nana has dementia. Like we need to put her in a like this is possibly, like this is chilling, Like
I think he was using Artie Lange as like a comedian, but not specifically Artie Lange. He's like, I've done this for all sorts of comedians.
Well, it's a terrible example.
It is the worst possible.
He's literally the one guy who not only didn't do Opie and Anthony, he was on their biggest competitor.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking. Why would Artie owe you anything?
I mean, it's almost like he said, I made J.D. Harmeyer. What? He did. It's the same.
And by the way,
thing,
if he said this about Rich Voss, I think it's a bit of a reach. Where it's like Opie and Anthony definitely gave Rich Voss a lot in his career. Like a lot of Rich Voss's fans, you could even say most or all of Rich Voss's fans are from the Opie and Anthony show, and he owes them a lot for that. What Voss did in return is give them a lot of funny content and let them rip him apart and all of that. Like that's the exchange. The exchange is done. Rich Voss doesn't now owe you monetary Now, if Rich Voss backstabbed Opie and Anthony or something, I would say that's pretty shitty. But like, no, they just end up falling out because Opie's a piece of shit. There's no one that owes Opie something that is so great that can overcome him being an asshole to them and difficult to work with. So like, no, when you don't have that seat, people aren't like, all right, at least Anthony and Jim are in there. It is more difficult to overcome when you are a solo asshole. But that thing about Artie Lange, that was crazy to me that he lumped him into that group. I was like, what is happening? It was scary.
I don't know, Mike. You don't remember when Opie named Gary Baba Booey? That was a hilarious show.
Yes.
We got some.
Yes, I loved Jackie the Joke Man and all his many appearances on the Opie and Anthony show.
Yes. What the fuck is he talking about?
Yay, super chats.
We got some super chats.
When Jim Norton took Jackie's seat. I don't know. What's your favorite era, folks, of the Opie and Anthony show?
It's so fucking weird.
We got some super chats. This one's a super sticker, though. Rocco Orbe, $5. Sheba Dog, something.
Thank you so much, Rocco Orbe.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, Chris Primer, $5. Opie should explore areas of New York people want to see but can't. Abandoned subway tunnels, highway underpasses, adult bookstores, trap houses.
Well, he does plenty of exploring of New York, and you can see that on Opie Unleashed, I assume. So
street watermelon cells. We've seen that.
Yes,
amazing.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. A few more here.
Principled uncertainty. I shot the sheriff, the person. Sure, the sheriffs are seething, but the deputies love me. Stop hating sheriff lovers.
Yeah. The whole court system really enjoyed. They were just lucky that Aaron got charged with something.
Yes.
Like they were just lucky that they got that experience.
Yep.
All the bailiffs that were off came in on their days off, and they were just took part in the fun.
They huddle around.
Yeah.
Can I put the handcuffs on him?
Look at those shoes. What an idiot.
Dildo Swaggins $9.99. I don't know if I agree with this, but be nicer to Electra, you tubby non. I can't even read this.
Oh my goodness! Go ahead.
Non-seeing SOB. Come.
That's what you couldn't read? That's not that bad.
Yeah, that's rude.
Electra, I apologize. Was I mean to you? I apologize.
No, you weren't. I don't get it.
What is the context of that? When was I mean?
I don't know. You weren't mean, so that's why I don't know.
Well,
but, I mean, dildo.
Well, enough bitching about it, and move on.
I don't know. Okay, move on.
Craig Burner. He's just causing friction. Stop it, Craigers.
God damn it.
All right.
Take it off the screen. Ebony, $4.99. Opie now looks like the mutant humans in 1972 Scottish film Doomwatch. Check it out.
Interesting.
I'll have to look that up.
Writing it down. All right, and finally.
And principled uncertainty. Mike, I have to ask, do you ever get paranoid someone has swapped out your hat for a MAGA cap? God knows I would.
Or a Biden cap.
I've never thought about it. I'll keep a closer eye on it next time. But now that it's in my head.
That's an interesting point. Does the skirt ever play little tricks on you, and for fun?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No,
she doesn't switch hats. She doesn't switch shirts. Nothing like that.
They need to have trust. She
I don't live on
couldn't
the
do it.
set of Jackass.
All right, we ready for... Speaking of jackasses, Mike, what a segue. God damn.
Yes, Stuttering John is doing some very important work, and I've never known him to be an investigator, but maybe now that he's applying to law schools, he's starting to put on that investigator's cap, and he's really digging in and pouring through a lot of the data. And I watched the other day, Stuttering John put on a pretty interesting presentation that finds out some important things about my friend, Lady K, and fan of the show, we now know, Anthony Cumia. And I thought to myself, oh, that's pretty cool that Anthony likes the show and watches and said nice things about it. That's nice. As an Opie and Anthony fan, that is very cool. I don't know if I can associate with this guy based on John's findings here today. It's some pretty ugly stuff. And I'm here to kind of spread the word and help John warn people about these deviants. So let's get into it. But first, John is saying, he's telling us what he does and doesn't care about when it comes to Lady K, I think.
Not gay. That's the first
one. Yeah, so it's important to know who's gay and who isn't gay. I've always felt that way. And John's talking about who's not gay.
Phantom Dennis, as I've already said, Just Do It has nothing to do with being gay.
Yeah.
And we just in that song, thanks to DJ Dabbles, I am just saying it how he said it. Has nothing to do with being gay. Vince the lawyer even corroborated that. That's how he says it. And when you fucking
Hold on.
impersonate...
Vince the lawyer even corroborated that. You heard someone say something and you needed someone to confirm how the person said it? He even corroborated that. I heard Lady K say just do it. And in case you thought I was crazy, Vince the lawyer also heard him say it.
He notarized it. Just do it.
Need somebody, much like Grandpa Al just impersonated me. You're gonna do your best, but it might be a bit of an exaggeration. But that's how he says it. Just do it.
He does say it like that. I gotta give it to Jay. He does say it like that.
I love this argument.
Just do it.
That's not gay.
It's not that it's gay. What he's saying is, Carl can be gay. He's not making fun of that. It's gay. Who would even mention whether or not Carl's gay? The fact is, he says, just do it, which isn't gay. That's not why we're making fun of it. It's just funny.
Yeah, it's not gay. It just sounds like a lady.
Right. It's not gay, but it's not gay at all to go, just do it. But that is what we're making fun of, just to be clear.
Hold on, let me write that down. 2 hours, 37 minutes. We're going to clip that. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Do something, just do it. That's how he said it. Don't try and make it like, that has anything to do with anything else than an impression of him. And as far as the Lady K thing, that's because, as you know, he came into my chat room as Carla in the beginning. At least
that was definitely him. That was definitely him. Does John think he himself is in his own chat like 4,000 times? Like when he sees like John's crooked Halloween finger, he's like, that must be me.
What are my fingernails doing in there? Get back on my hand.
Carla Hamburger, that must be the real guy's account.
What? In my chat, when I first started doing this, it was Carla. And then, as we all know...
I don't even understand. So John thought like he went by that? Like John thought his name... John thought his legal name was Carla Heberger. Is that what John is claiming here?
This is the worst Superman origin story I've ever heard.
That's what he goes by. He goes by Carla.
Goes by Carla.
Yeah. Long for Carl. Everyone knows that.
Sent it me by his buddy, Moonhead. So
Mike, he changed his background to that picture of Carl in the moon outfit.
Which, by the way, the reason, John, it has nothing to do with his sexuality, just to be clear.
No, nothing.
That picture, who would even think gay when they look at that? When they see a man in a cow bikini, gay doesn't enter your mind at all. It's just good revelry.
Alpha.
Yeah.
Just a man with a strong back. That's all.
Yes.
That's all we're looking at.
So hence, that's why.
Now he has his Carl's butt as his wallpaper.
With the cow skirt on.
Jesus. Almost see a little of Carl's, a little gash, a little car gash almost.
So don't try.
I guess you gotta give credit to Carl for doing that. It is bizarre that he did that. I can't imagine.
Never do that. It is. It's something less revealing than anything I've seen Lucy Tightbox wear, Carl.
But so my understanding is the context of those pictures is they did it for like the creep off, right? It was a consequence for the creep off.
It's got to be.
I like that John thinks like he went to a shoebox under Carl's bed and found those pictures. Like they posted them.
Good job, Vinny. You really got him on this one.
This in any other way, because that's all it is. Nice try, swing and a miss, and let me get this off my screen because I'm getting nauseous.
To think that this man cares about who is gay and who is not gay is just ridiculous. John has made it clear, and I believe him. Who gives a shit if anyone's and this is true. Who you lay with in bed behind closed doors? No business of mine. And it's certainly no business of John's. And he's never cared about that one way or another. So let's move off this gay stuff and get into some real topics here, for God's sake. Something John actually does care about.
Yeah, some tough guy stuff.
Yes. Yeah, let's talk about guy stuff for once, finally. Enough of this gayness.
There's a lot to talk about. First thing I want to do is, have you heard the DJ Dabble song, the Just Do It song?
Oh, yeah.
Now, isn't that how Lady K says it?
Oh, yeah. They're still harping on this shit.
I like that. How demeaning is this? John brings a trans person on to be like, he's not gay. He's really fucking gay, though, isn't he?
And this
like,
is
I don't. What is this? What's happening? You bring a trans person on to be like, but he's kind of gay, right? But in the funny way. Like I don't even know what argument John is proving here.
He used to do this. He'd bring on like Jake Hudson and then make fun of like disabled people. Like he uses shields.
Oh,
and
is that
so
right?
he brings on Ava Riza, who's a streamer, trans.
He
streamer.
did do. He messaged me. I'm sorry, you messaged me last night and said, just so you know, John's doing a stream. He was obliterated. He took it down. I didn't see any particular clips, but oh my God, he was fucking wasted. Which is how everyone rings in their 60th birthday, alone and drunk.
Alone, no family, and forming full sentences where you couldn't form one word what it was.
I asked him a question.
I saw it twice.
I'll tell you the question I asked when we get to a later clip.
Okay.
Because I think it adds context.
But know this too, at least this is what I've heard about Ava Riza. Yes, a trans woman, but also like straight for a man. So Ava likes women. So Ava is not. Okay. So Ava's was born a man, but likes women.
So he ain't no homo either, is what you're saying.
Right. But John brings this person on to be like defend. That's why I'm saying he's like a wet brain. He doesn't even understand this person isn't gay.
But if Ava is a woman now, and she likes women, then she is
right.
a
Well,
lesbian.
She is gay.
You got me on that one.
Yeah.
You got me technically.
Yeah,
but,
you're gay. You're the gay one, Ava. not Carl.
I'm confused now.
Yeah. He says, just do it. If you're going to do something, just do it. So I'm not allowed. So by doing that impression, am I somehow equating him to being gay or something?
No, you were just pointing out that he says, just do it in a really funny way.
I don't know. By the way, I don't know Ava's. I don't know if this is another person fucking with John or it doesn't really matter. That's not part of my investigation today. I do not care. I'm sure they are, and I'm sure it will end how it always does. But we soldier on despite that.
Yeah, and Ava, a known, she lets us out there, a known Oregonian. So I'm a fan. We're a fan of Ava.
Neat.
Go Ducks.
Probably likes the Ducks. Yeah.
And if there's anything gay, it wouldn't be that you're judging him for being gay. It's just that he likes to project himself like this, like tough straight guy, and he has an effeminate tone.
That is always how Why is he not that? Why? I think Carl is this macho alpha guy. Is he not? What are you laughing at? That's how he presents himself. He's a tough guy. He's like Chuck Liddell.
Yeah. Like the road warrior, Mad Max. That's what I think of when I think of Carl.
Yeah.
Voice, and that's funny because contradicts his image that he tries to put out. I will say he sounds like gay. I think he looks gay. He looks very gay too.
John laughed. I'm not allowed to say I care, but I'm glad you said that, not me.
Good point. Good catch.
Right,
no
so
judgment though.
Carl might be gay. Who gives a shit? You know, he's this wannabe tough guy for sure. But we don't care if he's gay. That much is clear. So let's move on. Let's move past enough of this gay talk. I thought we were past it already, but geez.
Listen, I've been pro LGBTQ plus ever since I was little.
Where's
Seems
the IA,
impossible.
John? Where's the IA? You're not.
Seems 60 years ago. I don't believe that term existed.
Right.
So I don't know that seems possible, but good for John. He was ahead of the curve, I guess.
Ever since I was little, I was pro-gay. What?
But not even just to use that phrase. I was LBGTQ plus. Like to use that and say I was that 53 years ago. Well, no, you weren't because no one was.
You missed a few letters there, John, too, by the way.
No, I mean this is not like anything to do with any. I've always been this way. I've been a liberal Democrat for years.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying this guy's a fucking fag, you know? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's not that big a deal, is all.
Don't get me started about trans jokes. I love them.
Clear to you last time and to everyone, you're a straight guy that is confident in your sexuality and what you like. And part of that is just not giving a shit if someone's gay or trans, and it just shows. All these other little weasels, they all have their own insecurities, which might be driving all this, but they just can't handle someone like you that is just confident in being straight and doesn't judge other people for what they do.
And it's weird because like there's another thing. Like, well, that's funny you say that because even my therapist, when I had a therapist in Manhattan, like before I got the Tonight Show, he was like, you know, because I would say, like I said to the therapist, I wouldn't care if anybody ever called me stupid because I know I'm not. I wouldn't care if anybody, you know, said I was gay because I'm very secure in my masculinity. I mean,
exactly.
It doesn't. That's why I don't give a shit. Like people ask, well, how do you allow?
He goes, even my therapist, I said this to. Who cares? Just say it. What does it matter that you said it to your... I'm not homophobic. I told my therapist I wasn't. Who gives a shit?
I told my therapist I don't react to things, and universes will not be built around my name. And he laughed at me.
Mensa.
People to insult you all every day. I'm like, I don't care as long as they're paying me.
As long as they're paying me.
As long as they're paying me. Beautiful words. All right, so we've determined John doesn't care who's gay, not gay. All right, you keep bringing me back to this subject, but we're moving on. No one knows who's gay, and nobody gives a shit. What's next?
We're going to do some testing, some gay testing, Mike. Pants down.
That must be testing who cares the least about who's gay. And John's going to win, I assume. Yes. We're definitely not entering a gay witch hunt to determine who is the gayest in the Dabbleverse. Mirror, mirror on the wall.
I want to see that game. Who doesn't care about gayest the much?
Yeah, no, let's. All right, this is interesting. Now, John, it's interesting to have John conduct this test because he doesn't care who's gay or who's not gay. So it's interesting to have an unbiased observer determine who the gayest is. Let's find out.
I don't know. So here is Vince's. This is his. I might hope I'm not doxing him.
So he full on doxes Vince's email address and number and all that shit. Amazing.
Does he seem uncomfortable with?
Take that down. Take that down.
Why?
I think it has.
Why? Why?
Email address.
Oh yeah, it does. Fuck. Sorry, Vince. Now he's gonna yell at me.
And he puts it right back up.
I wonder if John does that on purpose as some passive aggressive move to Vince, like as a fuck you for suing him and all that. I wonder if John knows a little more than he lets on sometimes, but maybe I'm giving him too much credit.
Yeah, I think you're giving him too much credit. Those brain cells don't rub together. He just reacts to things. Oh, yeah. Vince will forgive me.
That's fair.
I don't think he cares though.
No, why would he?
I mean, he's not someone to give a shit anyway.
Yeah.
So let's just keep scrolling so you can see all the address and everything.
Yeah, he's not one of those people that minds if the trolls on the internet have his personal information. He's not one of those guys.
No, there's nothing he can do to me.
Well, this is his law group, so yeah. I mean, that's I'm sure it's on his site. So does he seem
no harm, no foul? Anyways,
Mike, it's on site. What does that mean?
Anyways, who are the homos? Let's find this out.
uncomfortable with or avoid traditional expectations of masculinity, like starting a family? For example, does he express disinterest in societal pressures to conform to traditional male roles, such as settling down in a way typically associated
I want you to take in what's happening here, folks. John set this whole thing up by saying, I don't care who, be gay, Carl. Go ahead. Suck a cock. What do I care? Suck 10 cocks. Suck a million cocks. Yeah, have express yourself. Let your freak flag fly. I don't care who's gay. Anyways, let's fucking find all the gays.
Round them up.
let's suss out every gay. And again, I don't care. I just want to know who's gay so I can pick them out of a lineup, and I'm not, scared by them.
This is just all from Just Do It. This all came from Just
This is literally a witch hunt to find gays from a guy that doesn't care who's gay and who's not gay.
There's another one. Get him up against the wall. That's Pink Floyd, Mike. That's music.
Sexual norms. What do you think? What say you?
Yeah.
What do you think he's gay? Again, doesn't matter to me. But do you? My trans expert, my gay on the street. What do you think?
Now that's for Pocky, but does it also hold true for Snaggletooth?
Great question.
No, because the difference between Pocky and Carl is that Carl is really proactive about things. So Carl has a whole system set up to just cover up being gay. So he's married and all of those things. Whereas Anthony's just a mess.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
So
Anthony
here's
doesn't
number
have
two.
the discipline to like.
John goes, okay, like he's adding it to his findings. Okay, so Anthony's more outwardly gay. By the way, as a father of two people in the LGBTQ plus community, is outing gay men part of the helping process? Like, is that how you encourage gay people and make them feel safe? You publicly out them and do tests on your show to be like, that's pretty gay. He's not married. That's gay.
It's quite the opposite.
And you're allowed to on your birthday, Mike. Just one
This
day.
is also Vince the lawyer is a masterful troll. This is not a real test that he sent John. Listen to the questions that he sends John. It might have been a test in 1956 to determine if someone's gay or not. But this is not a real. John is acting like this is like a medical exam they give you to be like, are you gay?
Number 3 has a producer named Chris.
Yeah. So here's number 2. Does he engage in immature activities such as playing video games with other men? Yes, that I know he does.
Does he do a racist show with Gavin McGinnis? Did he rip off Jocktober? That's incredibly gay. That's through the roof gay, stealing Jocktober.
Does he frequently participate in activities like video gaming, primarily with male friends, which might suggest a preference for male companionship? Now, I know as a fact he does because he likes to play Call of Duty.
I know as a fact. Now, Ava, I got to add this to our findings. I know for a fact he plays video games. And as the test says here, this is not me saying this, that is very gay.
Yes. Unless you're playing video games with a bunch of ladies, apparently it's gay. How do you find a bunch of ladies to play video games with? How is that even possible?
Absolutely.
So that's number 2. And then let's go to number 3.
Yeah, let's.
Does he have any kids? For example,
does he have pockmarks?
Oh, no. This is my first one. Now I'm coming up gay here. This is unfortunate.
Yeah, me too. Unfortunately, Electra is the only one here in the chat. So not gay. Not gay.
Not gay. Electra, congratulations. You're the least gay of us.
I'm not gay?
You've had a baby. Yeah.
According to these numbers, according to science, you're not gay.
All right.
A lady didn't put that into you. You know what I'm saying?
Does not have children. This might prompt reflection on his life choices or romantic preferences. Well, they both don't. Oh, wait, I didn't show that. So, what am I doing here? So there it is. Does he have any kids? For him, does have? Can you see it? No, it's so small.
You should scroll up. Yeah.
It's hard to get it all in there.
God damn it.
Does he have any kids? For example, does not have children. This might prompt reflection on his life choices or romantic preferences. What do you think?
Nope, no kids.
well, neither.
Back to our gay correspondent. What do you think?
Do you have kids? Can you impregnate yourself? Go ahead.
This is not insulting at all. Ava, what do you say? Gay or not gay? And this is the host of this perverse game show, by the way, is a guy who doesn't even care if anyone's gay. He doesn't even think about it.
No. Freak, would you tell me, is that also a freak?
Kids.
It was tough for me because I had to do. I think this was Thursday because I saw this clip, and then had to stomach doing a show with this fucking queer, this homo, Carl, and I asked him straight up. I said, "Carl, are you gay?" And he kind of dodged the question. So I think John's onto something here.
No answer is an answer, Mike.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Well, okay, I mean, I'm just going by Vince. Does he publicly...
I love when John hides behind. He's like, I'm just going by Vince. Vince sent me this test. That means I had no choice but to read it on air and then turn to my gay or trans co-host and go, "Will you tell me, is this gay?" I had to do that segment because Vince sent it to me.
Express anger towards the LGBT. I always fuck that up.
Yeah.
Does he publicly express anger towards the LGBTQ plus community? For example, if he vocalizes strong negative views about the LGBTQ community, this might suggest internal conflict or discomfort with his own identity. What do you think?
I think so.
I think, though. Thank you, Crackhead Bob. You're welcome. But does that also hold true with Snaggletooth?
No. But again, like, he has a strategy. I think.
Who saw this coming? Anthony, that's your headline. Anthony gayer than Carl. Stop the presses.
Isn't that right? What the fuck? He's having like a mental breakdown in the middle of that.
Isn't that true?
Crackhead Bob, that's true. Dicky Dimaine. Stop it.
He probably recognized that he shouldn't talk about gay people too much because he's so gay.
I wonder if that person is trolling or not, because I think they used to do Carl's show, right?
I think I'm on the side that anyone that's on John's show is trolling him. He can't have a real friend. They're just waiting for the end. Yeah. But some people just never take it, and then they just kind of peter out. Rob Saul's in that lane. He's like,
it's just funny to think that Carl has built up this facade of heterosexuality. Like, everyone looks at him as a masculine man, but it's all a ruse. Like, if we find out Carl's gay, we're like, what?
Yeah.
No! What is a man anymore, even?
That's all men.
I don't know. He likes music and Star Wars. I don't know. I don't know that he's built up this facade of masculinity or whatever they said.
That is a little bit of a projection, I think. The last, or not last one, is called Results. Results of the test.
All right, let's find out.
Carl
and Anthony, I'm sorry to do this to you. You know, it's unfortunate, but we need answers here. And again, none of us care who's gay or not gay, but it's good to know. It's good to have the information. So while we don't care, are they gay? Let's find out.
And then if he answered yes to two of these questions, he has 68.7% of being homosexual. 3 affirmative responses equal 70 points.
Hey, Carl, good news. You're only 2/3 gay.
Only 69% gay, Carl. Congratulations. Tell the wife. She's got to love the news.
This is a 60-year-old father. This is a grown man who is like, so I've determined that he's 68.7% gay.
Isn't that right, my trans friend?
A teacher of children, by the way. This man has taught kids. And he's like, the scientific method that Vince has given me tells me he's two-thirds gay.
Oh, I just thought of this. I wish Vince would have sent him like in Jim Sends Dwight, the gaydar.
Gaydar, yeah.
He's just walking around passing. Oh, we have one here.
It's bringing me to Rochester.
0.1%. 4 affirmative responses equals 89.2%. All yes responses indicate a 99.93% chance he's a homosexual. So
that is the Vincest paragraph I've ever seen. That is the most Vince paragraph I've ever fucking seen in my life.
You know, there's a probability of error of 0.07%. Like we're off 0.07% of the time. But I mean, you can pretty much bet the house on the fact that these two are a couple of queers.
John is going to quote this test for the rest of time why Carl's gay. No, it was a test 87.85%.
Look at the test, Lady K.
It's got 2 decimals. It has to be true.
Did John give his kids this test? Is that how they're like, oh, geez, I guess I'm gay. Well, okay, I didn't mean. Okay, I don't know what that was for. But I was going to say, I guess like John said to his children, like, I'm sorry you don't feel that way, honey, but the paperwork shows you are gay.
Sorry. You may want
Science has ruled.
You may want blue paint for this room. Sorry, it's got to be pink. We're painting the room pink.
I've crunched the numbers, and it seems you're very gay.
Pocky has. Oh, there's Vince again. It has done. Let's see. 1 here. Let's see. 2 definitely. 3 definitely. 4 definitely. 5. So he's got 5. 99.
110% gay, Mike.
Oh my God! Oh my! His gay units are through the roof.
He's got enough gay for the night show. He's 10% of gay into the night show. We only need 90%.
Get Carl help quick, pronto. He's oozing gay.
9.93 chance. Now I ask you. So that's now. I don't know if this is a scientific study, but I mean,
you don't know that, John?
He doesn't know. He doesn't.
The test said, do they play video games? If so, that's gay. I don't know how scientific this is.
The first number was awfully close to 69 for this to be true. You know? I'm just saying.
Vince and John have beakers that they're pouring.
Is he gay? You know that clip art where they have those 2 scientists nodding at each other? I just see John in that.
Did Vince just make
Kumia more gay than Carl? Who would have thought?
Well, I don't know, but it does seem to express that he may be. I don't know.
And again, John doesn't care at all, by the way.
No.
He performed a test. He went through a test to see if these men were gay. And that's all. It was for no reason. Because he doesn't care. He's not going to do anything with that information.
No, at the end here, he comes to a reasonable conclusion.
Okay, good. So this is what you do. You submit your findings. You know, you run the numbers, you analyze, and you see what spits out the other end. Are they gay? What do you say, John?
I think Carl's gay, though.
Well, at the very, if you're going to go with that he's gay, then I would say he's at least bi, because I know that he was definitely with he has been with women, so.
Hey, you know what? That's very reasonable and scientific.
How would you know?
And no gays have been with women, so scientifically he has to be bisexual. Boy, this test has showed us a lot. I'm glad we ran it through science instead of just handling it on our own.
Definitely, I feel like he's definitely at least had 1 or 2 gay experiences.
Well, that's what people keep saying to me. I mean, I forget. I think it was
people keep saying
unique.
Run up to me. Carl's had multiple gay experiences. You know that, right? Oh, Jesus.
I like that he's quoting unique in all of this. He's like, that's what people keep saying to me. This is science.
He said that there was some transsexual. I don't know, but I don't know as a fact.
He doesn't know.
I think they might have slept with one of you freaks, Ava, and that's really gay. We know that.
By the way, John last night would have totally hit Ava. He would have banged that and not looked back.
Oh, I meant to mention I super chatted him and asked who's gayer, Carl or Anthony, and unfortunately the answer was still undetermined. So
yeah.
I don't have any further findings. This was science. It's important to know. Trust the science.
He gets scared of your texts, your super chats. He backs off those things quick.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
He's much smarter than me, as the IQ test would have proved that he was afraid to take.
I think he just sees blind and he's like, I can't win this one. You know, like
maybe. He's tried the route of it. He goes, is he even really blind, though?
Yeah.
And usually doesn't get very far, but I am.
Facts. All right, we got a
All
few
right, shall we?
Hey, super chats.
we'll get
Craig.
out of here. We got some football to watch.
Mhm.
And congratulations to Minnesota, who beat my Dylan Gabriel in Cleveland and England, unfortunately.
Boy, another win for the toe.
It is. Goddamn.
We got a super chat from Dang Lizard. According to this test, almost every kid is gay.
Yeah, that's true.
They all play video games with their friends. Yes, you're on it.
Almost every one of my kids are gay, so
Science.
the numbers
come out gay.
Yeah, the numbers are accurate here.
PlayStation, now it makes sense.
And Colostomy Stephen Cunt says, Carl went to conversion therapy years ago.
Yeah, but his numbers, it didn't work because his numbers are still coming up gay. Damn, Carl, I wish there was a way around this, but unfortunately,
Coming up gay.
everything here, I've got all the data in front of me here. Everything is screaming gay at me. There's nothing I can do about it. These are facts and figures.
Rocco Orbe, 2002. SJ's study is sponsored by the Westboro Baptist Church.
Yes. Yeah. Are you married? Well, then you're gay. Then you're gay. I'm sorry. You're not married. You're gay.
And thank you, Gearheads, for all the great super chats and interactions today.
Thank you, gang. Subscribe to blindmike.net. Become a member on Patreon or YouTube. We appreciate that, but we also appreciate you supporting the show for free wherever you get podcasts. Like it right now if you're watching on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment. Helps more people find the show. And go to HACKRIDE Studios. When is your guys' next event?
Probably Wednesday. We're going to do a movie watch and music listening. We're taking this week off just to relax a little bit. Mike, we do a lot of shows. So time off mental health, you know?
Beautiful.
Yeah. And also, the chat really wanted you to end the show with a Gino song. So we're going to end the show with a Gino song.
A Gino song?
A Gino
sorry,
song.
what is it? What is this?
It's called Gino's Flat Broke. And the people in the chat were asking for it. And so it's just an outro.
Do we know what this is, or are we just playing a totally random?
we know.
We know.
No, we know what it is.
Okay, all right.
A funny
all right,
Gino
fine.
song to end this.
Okay, fine.
I could have just done it, but I let you know. God damn it.
All right.
Everyone, have the day you deserve.
Bye-bye.
Gino is flat broke. Gino got no money. Flat broke. He's always looking so damn crummy. Flat broke Gino. Ain't nobody thinks he's funny. He can't move out of the projects 'cause Gino is flat broke. The Gino News.